Welcome, crew, school, friends, whoever may be listening beyond the omniverse tonight. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain. Get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, June 29th, Sunday, June 30th, for those across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us on Rockies Media's Late Night. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and we are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. If you're listening live, you may be listening to us on weareparadoxmedia.com as well as YouTube. You can watch us there. Facebook, or we are Paradox Media, as well as Four Corners Paranormal Investigations. You can also look at KPNL Radio and at KPNL Radio at KPNL-DB.com and eTalk Radio, which you can find at etalk.tv/radio. If you want to listen in your free time, whether you're working it or working out, just make sure you tune in, you listen to your podcast, and you should be able to find us there. And if you don't mind, not subscribed yet, please mosey on over to our YouTube page. We are Paradox Media, and join us there. Hey, and good to see you. All right, we're over here. Let me pull her on in. Hi, Mia. That's awesome.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good. How are you doing?
Oh, I've had quite the day. It's quite the last few days, honestly. So it's been a lot.
Aww.
Hopefully,
is it your horse?
Yeah, my horse, my truck,
yeah,
my gate, my trailer. It's been a journey, but hopefully,
like when it rains, it pours.
Oh, 100%. Like, there's a huge fire. But it's on the other side of the main road from me, and I couldn't sleep the other night, and then we got these alerts to evacuate, but not here in this area, just like across the road from us. And then I went on Facebook to track the fire because I couldn't sleep, and there was a lady who needed to get her horses out of to evacuate, and so I went to go help her, and I hit the gate because I didn't make the turn properly, and so and it was really dark, and I was just but I got the horses and I transported them for this lady, and my horse is colicking, so I had the vet come out like three or four times in the last few days, and then I finally had to take her to the hospital, which sucks, but she's doing okay for right now. I don't think she needs surgery, hopefully not. But then my truck overheated on the way to the equine hospital, so that's all today. So, well, other than it's been fun.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Like, how is your last few weeks or whatever been? Mine has been just hectic and chaotic, and if it can go wrong, it does go wrong, and then just kind of at yourself and being like, is wrong speaking a lot.
I heard an astrologer talk about Saturn placements, like right now until November, are setting people are going to. It's a lot of like karmic and like BS. 3D BS for the next few months. We'll see if that's true, but it's just reorganizing uncomfortable things in order to put us on our path properly. We'll see.
Yeah, it's my daughter and my son, the youngest, asking me about astrology and stuff. I'm not really good at that stuff. Like, I did get a book when I was like 15 or 16. I looked into mine. I don't know. It's really hard for me to memorize certain things. And it just amazes me, like, when into numerology and all that other stuff. I'm like, wow, I did not even know how to grasp. So when you say, did you say Saturn or Jupiter?
Saturn. Saturn is
Did you say?
the Capricorn's planet, and Capricorn is all about like duty and responsibility and long-term changes, long-term commitments, business, that type of stuff. And so it's a very heavy planet that is slow moving, and I have 5 planets in Capricorn, so I know how that goes. It's kind of like you can't get away with anything also. Like it's like you have to do everything orderly and thoroughly, and it can be kind of cold and uncomfortable and slow moving. It's like father time, like it's the paternal sign of the zodiac. That's why I'll make jokes of like I don't know, just like daddy Capricorn. I feel like I have so much Capricorn in my chart. It's like it's uncomfortable. I have to do everything like it just takes a lot longer, and you have to work 10 times harder for everything. It's annoying, but in the end, it's always worth it. The payout's great. So
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's in mind, but yeah, no, like the karmatic or we're payoff in the end. For me, like I don't know, it's like you try and you keep getting let down, whether it's somebody or yourself. For the most part, for me, it's myself. And I don't know. Last week, I really took a lot of time off of Facebook, which makes it because I have not just my page, but like 3 other pages, and I'm just like I need to step back from all that and try to reconfigure and get some rest and like evaluate what I need to do, where I need to put my energy, etc. It's just like I'm freaking tired already. It seems like I'm tired all the time, but now I feel like I'm working extra hard on stuff, and I don't know, trying to just figure stuff out.
yes, and we just went into the sun sign of
Figure out
Cancer,
like
so that's the mother and the emotion and the deep hidden aspects within like our subconscious and stuff and things like that. So we have like hard work meets like emotions. Like, we'll see how this next month plays out.
right. Ugh. We got July coming up on July already. Unless you're across the pond, then it's Sunday. But man, I don't know. It's been so hot already. So I'm just like, July is generally like really hot. So I'm really not looking to it.
Oh yeah, here it's already really bad. It's hotter than a whore in church out here already. Like it's pretty much I have to become a vampire here. And I try not to because like you have to get things done during the day, but it's like I naturally want to wake up at night, and so I just like I'm like a zombie, and then I don't know, 10 o'clock comes around and I'm like, oh wow, now I'm motivated. Let me just like make all these plans and do all this stuff, and it's just like the worst. My dopamine levels spike, serotonin, whatever, at night, which is typical. But mine are kind of unregulated or whatever. But it's a process. We'll figure it out. Um, Obviously, I'm tired.
Right.
It's been a long few days. I'm like, that doesn't even. I can't even function, honestly, but I'll try.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How would someone go about figuring out what's in their chart? Like, how does stuff work? Can you explain it to us? Complicated?
Well, like I'm not an astrologer, and it gets so complicated that like I've pulled back looking at the astrology placements like I used to. Um, but astrologers swear that they can use the planetary placements to their advantage. I have yet to test that, but I have just noticed patterns. Like I have insane pattern recognition, and I do notice when the moon phase in astrology changes about every 2-3 days. So it'll go into one sign, and the moon is like our emotional nature or the general like kind of climate. So you have to kind of, the easiest thing would be to look at what the sun goes into and what the sign is and what that sign kind of represents, mixed with the 2 to 3 day moon cycle. I mean, the other planets are different, but they're longer lasting before they change over. And so, like, the moon would be like the general emotional climate, right? So, let's say the moon goes into Sagittarius. That's a good time to go out and be social, or it goes into Gemini, go out and be social, or Libra. But sometimes if the moon goes into Taurus or like Cancer, pretty much you're drained. Like, let's see what the moon is in today. I know the sun went into Cancer, and that sign is very introverted water, uh, you know, we'll say feminine, introverted, emotional water. Uh, and that's the sun. Let's see what the moon is in. Um, and we can figure out what the general climate would be. So it's Aries. So that's kind of contradictory. So we've got the sun is in Cancer, who just wants to, you know, basically eat and write and like reflect upon emotions, can be kind of moody and unstable. But then the moon is in Aries, and Aries is go like first in line. That's the, you know, it's fire sign, so we've got two separate energies going on. So like the general climate is we just want to relax and be calm, but the moon is making things to where they're moving faster, so it's kind of contradictory. But as it moves into Taurus, which it will soon, the moon, then I feel like it's going to be a very heavy energy, because Taurus and Cancer combined is like a really heavy, kind of lethargic energy. So we'll see what happens. Check in on like Tuesday or Wednesday and tell me if you have any energy, because probably not.
Right? I don't know. And like, I have this medication I've been taking. Just read on it the other day because of the label and everything. And yesterday was my last dose. You're not supposed to quit taking medication, but for some reason the doctor rejected the prescription. I'm like, okay, this doesn't make supposed to just automatically stop. So her assistant was to see why she rejected it. But I'm in there, and I've been, instead of taking it at night, I take it in the morning, afternoon, you know, when I get up. And it says, be careful when you're using or driving a vehicle or using, etc. I'm like, oh shit, like I don't remember before, but maybe I should go back to taking it at night. Maybe that'll help with my sleep schedule. And yeah, like you're saying with the moon, I don't know. I've been taking melatonin to sleep, and it was good for a while. Now it just doesn't seem to be working. But like I said, I've been like thinking a lot about things, you know, your mind and your thought overdrive hard to silence my thoughts and
I'm on 0.
yeah, I'll let you know energy on Wednesday.
I do know though.
Yeah, it was this
what you're saying. Go ahead.
Oh, it's supposed to help me quit smoking, but it's also like anti-anxiety or whatever sort of medication. Yeah, it worked at first, and then I always fall off the wagon comes to that, because I get stressed out, and then I'm like, I want to, even though smoking doesn't really relax you, it makes me feel relaxed. And vapes in like the last 3 months have freaking disappeared. So I think others are taking them. So when my vapes disappear, I go back to sweets, which is not good. But but yeah, please continue what you were saying. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Oh no, you didn't. I was just saying, like, I'm not like medicated at all. And I remember there was a time that would take certain medications. They would make certain things better, but like I am on like zero medication, so I'm just kind of like raw dogging life, and it's fine and all. It's just like it keeps me awake at night, like just my I've suffered from insomnia forever, but I have to be asleep at night, and so it's like I have to wake up in the morning just because I do. Like I can't let myself slip into a night schedule as bad as I want to. Like I really, really want to, but I just can't at this point. So I'll go like 3 or 4 nights of just like barely getting any sleep, and then I crash like for a while. But then I can't even sleep. And I have a rooster that starts crowing at 3 a.m. And so like sometimes I'm like about to go to sleep, and he just starts crowing, and I'm like, oh, it's like the biggest nightmare in the world. No, when I hear that crow, I'm like,
Yes,
past the point of no return. I'm not sleeping, or if I am, it's very little. The crow of death.
Yeah, I am.
It's like the Grim Reaper crow.
I never got a rooster. I told the lady, I'm like, I really want hens because I'm not trying to breed or anything. And ended up with no, that happened. And then Barbara ended up being a rooster, a Polish rooster. And so now we named him Bob Ross. But yeah, he likes to go off freaking early in the morning. Like you said, like 3 or so in the morning. So what the hell, Bob Ross? And freaking attacked today. Like I'm walking through the yard, checking the water and food, and all of a sudden I hear this feathery against the back of my legs, and I turn around and I'm like, damn it, Bob, I will kill you. I will kick your head and push you around. And my goose is just looking at him like, really? I don't know what to do with them. I'm like, how much I can sell this. Yeah. Her name is Gazi Gosborn.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
She is amazing. Yeah, I didn't plan on getting one, but I didn't register, but I needed something to protect my flock, and all the places around here that sell, produce did not have any geese, and I guess it's the lucky 7 was not lucky, because every time they ordered geese, the post office would hold on to them and they'd perish. And so I was like, hey, if anybody comes in here that that has geese, can you please like let them know I'm looking at a little gosling? And like 3 days later, contacted me and went out with her, and she's just been amazing. Like we've taken her to work in a little tote, and she's checking everybody. And I don't know, she's super cool. I love Death. She's my favorite.
I had a goose.
I'll have to send you some pictures.
Yeah, send me some pictures. I had one goose, and the goose we'll just say she was defected. I think she might have been blind or had like a neurological problem of some kind. I would get another one though.
Yeah. This lady I'm very impressed with the one she gave me. She lives out in Arbalese. It was kinder. And like she had several goslings to get rid of, and then she's like, this is the one. And I was like, man, I'd be able to pick it, but she's been nothing but cool. Like I've upgraded it in pools, like really small, got a little bigger, and I'll refill it like every 2 or 3 days, because first thing she does is poo in it. But she's been doing the zoomies, get in there, running around the edge of it.
Cute.
And she'll get to going so fast that she flings out the side. Yeah, super funny.
Very cute. I don't have any purpose for a goose though.
Yeah,
like I think I'm down to the animals that I can maintain at this time, except for I'm looking for a little pony, and it's for my business though. It's not just for to have. So I'm kind of casually looking for one that I can take to like nursing homes. And right now I'm doing equine therapy for a rehab facility, which used
Aw.
to be my house. And so what I want to do is I want to be able to take one off-site facilities, either in the area or that are referrals from this place because they're constantly needing things to do. Um, so and I've done a lot of research as to like what the scientific backing of like horses, and because it's supported globally, like um there's like equine based psychotherapy, which is not this because we don't have a therapist, but I will at some point. um but we just call it equine therapy, and it's really kind of just like a learn at your own pace like beginner program for people. But just like
Mhm.
the science that backs it is crazy, and I never thought about this, and like the horses are actually like drugs, and like that term, that like horse girl, it like totally makes sense because like they provide like every single mood drug that there is, like including like endorphins, serotonin, oxytocin, all of those like kind of in one. And dogs, pets do the same thing, but like horses, they have like the endorphin part of it, which is the physical activity in addition to the other ones. And so it's kind of cool. Like and then I started to get a little sad because I thought, oh no, my horses are my drugs. That is my DOC. But I met such I've met
Figure
such
it out.
great people. I've met such great people that are really wanting to rid themselves of their addictions, and they're some of the best. They have normal lives like these. I mean, it's a nice high-end rehab facility. So these are almost every single one is so dedicated to their treatment, and so I'm constantly like I'm kind of their chauffeur too. So I'll pick them up and drop them off, but then they come in weekly for the program, and just like they're just normal folks, like really, like they have families, they're married, they have good jobs and stuff. Like they're not, they're not low lives, and they're almost every single one of them that I've met is like an empath, which is, I never thought about it that way, but it's like it makes sense, like because when you're feeling things all the time and stuff, your temptation to like self-medicate is like there, and like that totally makes sense to me. And I'm like, why are these some of the coolest people that I've ever met? Like I never really succumbed to any addiction, but like I've been around it my whole life, right? And so like it was just so relatable, and these people were just like good people. And it's so weird because I'm doing the therapy program, but there are times like when I'm stressed out where they become like my therapist, and it's the cutest thing ever. And I kid you not, there's this one, such a sweetheart, and she like channels, like she has like um I don't want to say like empathic abilities or like extrasensory things, but she literally sat me down, and it was like she was channeling something like from somewhere else. Like she's like, I need to tell you this message. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never met a person, because I've done that to people, like, and I don't mean to, but she did it to me, and I'm like, so this is what other people see when like I do that. And everyone's kind of spiritual messengers in a way. Like, when someone will say the right thing at the wrong time or right time, or vice versa, someone will say the wrong thing at the wrong time. But I do that a lot, and it's really just to like help people grow. But it's like I'm just an instrument for other forces sometimes, and that's why I get a lot of mixed feelings from people, because I will channel certain things, and she did that to me, and it was really, really cool. Because it was just like such a beautiful message and stuff. And I have a first this is the first business, like I'm handling it with such care because I want it to be done properly, and I'm looking at other ones and what they're doing, and what I like and what I dislike, and I'm getting a lot of feedback. Right now I'm just working for this facility, but I'd like to make this like a separate thing. And so I'm just getting a lot of feedback from people and their experiences and what they think would help them. And everybody's in there for different things and different reasons. So not one particular program is going to suit, some of them don't really want to participate. There are a few, but the ones that want to participate, which is, I'll say like three quarters, they are passionate about it and they love the horses. They'll come down and feed them. And I really do think that that's a really good asset to their program. And I like to watch people like grow too. Like they'll go from not even doing anything but like brushing a horse or leading a horse. And then at the end of their treatment, like they're riding or trotting, or, I had a couple of girls that were loping the horses around, and it's really cool. The people that like it, it really does, I think, help them in some way. I don't know. It's cool. I kind of got thrown into this and I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is some weird God plan thing, but let's go. Like, I'm in it. Let's go. So I'm not really pushing to start the business up when I'm not prepared. Like it's conveniently at home for me right now. I'm jumping into it already. I don't want to just I can hire a therapist and call it equine-based psychotherapy and just hurry up and do it. But I'm kind of already doing it, and I'm trying to figure out what, I want to do it so it's a little bit soft, if you will, with the therapeutic side, but it needs to have a little bit of a real educational kind of Western side too. You need a little bit of that mixed in, because some of the programs, they don't ride. They just lead them around and they do their stuff. And I'm like, no, I want a program that people will actually get the riding and stuff. I don't want to just lead them around the whole time and do these exercises of, I call it woo-woo.
Working your way up, like I said, start with the brushing and leading and feeding and all that, then work your way up to the riding. And it's kind of like trust bonding or whatever, because the horse has to trust you. You have to trust the horse. I don't know, a good thing.
Yeah.
I found that some people are just not because they've just been disappointed with so many other ways that they're just this ain't gonna freaking work. So they just kind of give on it before they even try it. I don't know. I've heard so many good things of it, and I've personally known people who have done it. It would work for them, but it actually did wonders for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's this program, or it's like a globally known method called the Igala method. And I think it's because there's a ranch somewhere in the Midwest here that started it. And a lot of other places, all the way to New Zealand and the UK and stuff, go by this method. I can't really do it on that method on my own without hiring, working under a medical professional's license. So I will eventually need to find a therapist that supports this, and I can do kind of the equine side, and they can, follow the method and their own actual group therapy practices that they do, because I'm not licensed for that. But I'm thinking about getting a BA in psychology. I didn't really want to, in general, but it would just be good. I can do one pretty quick and have it for the business and the program stuff. But I still don't think that I can use just that alone. Someone has to have a medical license to do the psychotherapy part. But I'm super excited. I've had these dreams on the paranormal side. I've had these dreams about some of the guests, clients. I don't like to call them patients. And it's just intense. It's intense. I feel, I don't know. It's interesting. It's a lot of energies. It's good energies, but there's just a lot there. So I feel like I have to kind of, cleanse my energy from just, there's a lot going on, in their lives and stuff. And they're not, I don't know, the neighbors were really mad about turning the house into the treatment facility. They were super mad about it. But honestly, that's a mission I can totally support. And it's not these people, they're paying a lot to be there too, like a lot. So, I mean, it's not like they're going to break into the houses or anything. Like they kind of overreacted, even knowing the details, which kind of made me mad. But so far it's interesting.
They don't like change. And it's not like they're staying there, right? They just come there to the horses and work with the horses. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, they're just concerned. I don't know. It is what it is. I think they're warming up to it, but I mean, I don't know. It just kind of makes me sad because I like the neighbors, but they made it out to be like such a big deal, and like it's not gonna be. It's not like they're building a prison, Like they acted like it was just this terrible thing. And they're like they built a wall in their yard, and they just took it to the nines as far as their.
You have a freaking halfway house there or something.
That's what I'm saying. It's not that it's a treatment facility. It's like it's awesome. They turned the garage into a gym, so they have like a cold plunge that I went into, and it was cold. It was not enjoyable, but I will say that like that day I had so much energy afterwards, so I may at some point do it again, but it was cold.
I've heard of that every day, and I've never done it, but holy geez, but yeah, I'm a wussy. I did, I think a lake up in Rico, Colorado, and it's like a cold plunge. But I think I was like 14 or 15 when I did that. It like takes your breath away. You hope you don't drown, but never done like a cold bath or whatnot. Like
not intentionally.
people that have done that like every single day. I knew it was really cold. It was me and my friend Mary Vesta. And do it together because otherwise we weren't going to do it. But no, not a planned everyday thing. Or I'm not sure how people do it, but of people doing it like every day as part of their lifestyle.
Yeah, and like some of them are very interested in like the paranormal stuff, and so as I get to know some of them, but I don't promote too much of that to just anyone, just because everyone has their own beliefs, and I don't want to interfere that with my work. But there are like 2 or 3 girls specifically that like were so into it, and one of them she was discharged yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday, yeah. And so I gave her a ride home from the facility, and I gave her the name of the podcast, and I'm hoping that she will listen to that. So it's kind of cool.
Right. That's yeah. It's funny you said that some of these people do have abilities. Do you think that could have led to some issues because in the past? And personally, like if you have
Absolutely.
these abilities and you don't know how to deal with them, it can be an issue and it can cause issues.
Absolutely. People who are sensitive or like empathic, I think like one of the common threads is just like being around certain people can like get you to do things. Like I'll use like my father for an example. He was super empathic and he was a good person, but his brother, who was older, kind of got him into things that, like I don't think he would do on his own. But just people being in relationships with other people who are addicts and stuff, like that can happen too. And like, if you're an empath, you don't want to, you just, I don't know, that can probably, I'm assuming, make a difference, just being around certain people, being empathic and feeling their energy, and then getting into things that you wouldn't be your normal things. I mean, it just would make sense. I saw some weird what was it, just a clip of someone saying that her boy, it was one of these like clips of like, I don't know if it was intervention or something. I've always watched those. I've always found it fascinating. But there was one where she was just saying she started dating this guy, and then he was taking these pills, and then she started taking them because he was taking them or something like that. And it's like, I mean, that makes sense. Like, and then now she's on this interview about addiction. It's just kind of it. I think I've heard people talk about it as a disease, and I'm like, well, kind of, yeah. Like imagine. Like, I knew a girl in high school who her mom was on drugs, and then she was taking drugs at a young age because her mom did. I have another friend where, she's an alcoholic because her mother was, and that type of stuff. Like, it can be like generational and stuff. That's separate though. Like, I think the empathic thing could easily, like, same with like the artistic temperament thing. Like, I know my great grandpa was or my great grandfather was like a famous artist, and he was a super alcoholic. I mean, how many of those were there? There was tons, right? Like, out there, the most famous artists of all time and musicians of all time.
That kind of goes hand in hand. Being an artist, being a musician, empathic, being these different things, it's a different state of mind. While, I don't know, I think it starts off with state of mind, and just like being, I can't think of the word right now, but it's a mental thing, and it's kind of hard because like you can hear voices or you feel things or see things or whatnot, and it can be a lot. And sometimes it takes, suffocating or doing different things to open up that portal for things to come out, and then it turns into something really, really bad, like turns into a problem. I don't.
Totally.
It would be cool to do a study on that.
I know. Well, there probably is. We just don't get to know about it. Like method actors, creating different personas where they're getting ready for a role, and then the role is like cursed type of thing. Like, they become that person. They're like, okay, I'm going to lose all this weight and become this really tortured person for this role. And then, a lot of actors have even said like it was hard, like mentally hard, because like I became that character. And that's kind of like the power of the mind, but it's like you almost wonder if they didn't like call in that character. I don't know. It's weird. You got to look at it like the spiritual side and then the psychological side, and like it's there's so it's definitely in line though, like with actors and musicians and artists, just like feeling things so deeply. But you have to wonder too, like how much of it is like paranormal, like what's going on that level. Like, I'd like to be able to just see from like a spiritual level what is actually happening. Same with like people with certain like mental disorders. Like, are they hallucinating, or are they just saying things we can't see? Same with kids with autism or other types of special needs and things. Like, are they just in a literal different realm right now, or are they is their mind creating this, or is it external? As my power goes off, that was really crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I think of autism. So, nephew through marriage that's autistic. His autistic. He's actually got one is very autistic, the other one is mildly autistic. I don't know. It's like of being on, kind of the degenerative side and genius. Like, you're right there on that thin line. And, he wasn't very verbal. He'd say some words. I'm talking about the nephew, but his son. he was kind of the same age as daughter, and she's very empathic, very intuitive. I call her my little healer. Um, she would sit there and she'd try to connect with him and try to talk to him, and she was very intrigued by him. And she was very cuddly. We called her name was Kissy Girl because she's very, very lovey. Yeah, she'd get a little too close, so he'd push her down, and she'd try to, understand and learn not to get so close. But I was watching them play one day, and he took this deck of cards and he kept like flinging it, and then he'd pick them up, but not by the ones that are closest to him. Do it in a certain order, and so I just kept watching closer and closer as the cards were going out. And he was doing this and flinging them out. He was actually picking them up and that they left the deck. To me, it was amazing. Like, how can you see it like flinging out that fast and come up in the exact order that they went out? So it kind of reminded me of Rain Man. So good with numbers and like a genius in Mosaic and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I have to watch that again. It's weird. Like I've been thinking about Rayman for like the last couple of days, so that's a sign to watch it for sure.
That's funny.
Definitely.
But yeah, I felt that you were up
It's
here
weird.
and
As
I've
I
been
was
dying
talking
to
about
see you for
that, my power
forever.
went out.
You can see. Yeah. What?
No, as we
A
were talking
storm?
about like the parent. No, there's no storm. Like just I had to just sorry. I was listening to you, but I had to go trip the breaker and yeah, that was weird. It happens. It does get overloaded. It was just weird that it happened right during that conversation. It hasn't happened in a while.
Right?
And there's no storm.
Speaking of which, yeah, we've had some weird stuff in here, like power outages and stuff, and we didn't have a storm. There was one like last week where it was a storm that made it happen, but different things turning off and on, like whether it's the lights or the AC or whatnot, really weird stuff like that. And for a while, me and the kids were seeing shadow things, and I tried to mention it to the kids because I don't want them out and make them think too much. But once the littles are like, Mom, I keep seeing these little shadow things. I'm like, are you serious? Because I've been seeing them too. And it was for about a week or two, and then they went away. But I've been having anything like that happening within like the last month or two.
I've had a lot of weird things happen in the last month. I can't even like describe. Oh, like I learned the Hat Man. And there's another theory about the Hat Man that I just read today. I thought was interesting, and one was one of the theories is that like he comes to kids who have been traumatized, and that he's actually like he's supposed to be like a witness or something like that. Like someone said he's the jury, the judge, and the executioner. Someone said that, and I'm like, I don't know. Like that's an interesting theory because a lot of people have seen the same apparition around, when they were kids, and or like other people have said that maybe he's like a protector or something, maybe on a like positive. I don't know. But that would be an
That's
interesting thing.
interesting. I don't know, like when I went through so much trauma, whether it was like my mom being killed by a drunk driver, being abandoned by my dad, molestation, grapes, things like that. I never saw the Hat Man. I saw so many different paranormal things. I swear to God, I said, well, I never saw the Hat Man until his daughter was, I think, 18 or 19. I think it's 18. And she called. She was so afraid. Like, the Hat Man is here and he freaking me out. Like, he won't leave me alone. He keeps chasing me around the house. Well, she was living in Ignacio in an old Catholic church. It used to be a Catholic church. Now it's a house being rented out. I do not like those sort of places. I think if a church you should tear it down and rebuild something else. Because if a church stops being there and it was hauled around for so long, then things are going to go in there and do super evil things. It was kind of funny how that came about. Her and her friends, I think they were all around one night, and for some reason they decided into the attic, and they went up there and they found had a bunch of cassette tapes. It had a Satan Bible. It had like these black bubbly rocks in it and different things that. Well, they took the cassette tapes and threw them out. They told me that. I was like, holy crap, has the trash taken it yet? Because like I would take those and listen to them because who knows like what's on them. Kind of glad that she did not, because who knows what could have jumped off those tapes. But yeah, the friends of hers took the bubbly rocks and the Satanic Bible. After that is when she started seeing the Hat Man. And not only was following her around the house, another one that seemed like really tense. And I don't know, but when I went so we went to check it out and see what's going on. And we're like, maybe it's a shadows coming right out front and, your house, and maybe it's nothing at all. I was also wondering at one point, is she high on coke or something? Because like her pupils are huge because her adrenaline is so scared. She wasn't on drugs. After, doing my interview and stuff and seeing what I saw, you would see him and then he'd like go into the floor or he'd go up into a corner, different things like that. And I did a guy, I called him the little minion dude, as I think the Hat Man goes and takes tortured souls and makes them do his dirty work. So he'll have them be that spend most of the time hunting these people, and he'll come in to try to act on them. But yeah, he was totally after my daughter. Right before she saw that, he said her and her boyfriend were up watching these. She fell asleep in the chair, woke up, and she saw him on the floor. And she said, I know it was him, but it didn't look like him. Like it was like really greasy and dirty. It looked like he hadn't bathed in a while. He didn't have any clothes on except for some white briefs and like kind of golden dirting. And he was hugging his knees back and forth. And what's going on? Are you okay? And he wouldn't. He kept rocking back and forth. And over him and ran to the bedroom. And then she saw her boyfriend was there in bed. I kind of figured out that that was him in a sense, because he did start using cocaine quite a bit and drinking very heavily. I think that was a future him for her to see, but it was likely after that that the Hat Man was there and just tormenting her. It was really scary.
That is, I almost wonder if that wasn't a different, because, when I had my experience when I was a kid, I never felt bad energy. It didn't feel like bad energy, but who knows? Who knows? Like that could have been. It's just such a mystery that so many people.
Yeah, all over the world have seen them. But right before she saw him in her house, I was in here doing my show. Floyd was out in my bedroom, and he freaked because he said right on my door, he saw a man in a hat that was wearing a long sort of trench coat jacket, and he was there, and then he disappeared into the floor. He did at Kenzie's house, in the floor, into the attic, through the wall, whatever. And it really freaked him out. Like he'll still talk about it today. And it was right after that that he showed up at Kenzie's house. So I think he came looking for her. It's funny too, because not too long before that, Mommy E. Mommy E is a ghost that she used to see up in Tween Lakes, which is in Vallecito and Lake, where we lived, our first place here in Durango. And she was tormented by Mommy E and Baby E. And she was like, Mom, I think Mommy E is after me again. Lost her left the A-frame up there, filled that then she found her. I don't know, like maybe going into that attic and finding those different things just a whole freaking portal of crazy for them. I don't know. It's pretty trippy.
Yeah. Definitely. I would buy an old church though. I feel like there's
Would
so
you?
many. Well, there's so many for sale that are like don't cost very much and they're like all over. There's some that are really nice. And I definitely have to feel the vibes first, but there's so many nice ones.
Yeah, they're really cheap for is my thoughts. Me looking at them. So driving, so they filled start to go. I call it tunnel. It's right before
You're
actually you
kind of
go
cutting out. I
down,
don't know if it's
and then
on
on the
my
other side
end.
is narrow. Yeah, I think it's because Chris's group trying to do a video call and it keeps me here. I don't even have my Skype open. So you know where you go to Durango and there's that turnoff out to like you could go to your house there. It's by Recla,
I think so, yeah.
like a
Yeah.
crisscross. Big and on the other. Yeah. So at the very top, before you go down, off to the right, there's a house there that is blue and has got really like pretty work up in the quit and stuff. That used to be an old church. And Vern's nephew and his old lady used to live right next door, and it was up for sale, really, really cheap. Let's go in there and check it out. And I'm like, all right. So we went and checked it out. As soon as I walked through the door, getting this stabbing pain in my head. And I'm like, man, like, what's wrong with that? And then through the house, it got worse and worse and worse. And I didn't have any good feelings about it. Very excited about it. Kinsey was the same as me, like, didn't like it. And then later on, I found out it was an old abandoned church. So I don't know. I think they're cheap for a reason. And it's very tempting because a lot of these can talk to you and be like, come on, you know, you love the place. You should have it. It's such a good deal.
True.
And so it can be like, yeah, I need to have this place, have it. And so many people have done, like, they spend their life savings and other things like that, and it really destroys their life to a certain extent. So where have
Yeah,
you
and just the
found something like
structure.
that?
Oh, I've just
That's
looked at
so
like all
pretty.
over. There's websites and stuff, and there's some that are the structure though. Some of them I've seen them after they were like you can purchase them after they were already kind of converted. I mean, there's some, but I understand though,
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes like you go by certain older churches and there can be a vibe. Like you can tell the difference between just an old church and an old church that's been there a long time, but there's been some things, there's a lot of not necessarily friendly energy emanating from that building. uh it would definitely have to be selective. It's just even with old schools, like I mean just property in general, like there's so many like old schools and churches that can be converted into homes or businesses. And I don't know, I find it kind of fascinating, but I would say there's a lot where you look at them or you go by them physically and you're like, no, okay, that's kind of scary.
There's this one show I saw. I can't remember if it was on Netflix, but it's where a funeral home and totally revamped it into a house, and it was just in the first place. But what to it was amazing. But it was funny because the youngest daughter kept picking up on things. One was a woman in a blue dress and different things like that. And come to find out there was a woman that live there, down these stairs around. But I don't know, that's interesting. I don't know, the whole Adams family and stuff like that would be like really into that. Like that would be so cool to own a funeral home or something like that, like a freaking derelict house or something that you could just totally remake yours. But there's still those
That would be a
original
hard
bones that
no.
carry so much in it.
That would be a hard no
Yeah,
for
it's
me, a
like
funeral home. Yeah,
when you
no, that's right
draw,
out of
like,
the line.
or a hospital, an old hospital or an insane asylum. Like I heard about or watched somebody that had purchased an old asylum, make it into like complex for people to move to. And I think they got a fraction of the way through it. They still had a ton to do, and they just can't get any further because it's so haunted. They can't really do anything with it. It's too dangerous, both spiritually and physically.
Yeah. If you don't believe in the paranormal, go put yourself somewhere like that for a night and like,
You will.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been to a couple places like that, like the Enterprise Bar and Grill, and then what was it? Man, I keep wanting to stay the straight the grill that place. Holy shnikes. I
I
thought it
had
was
to
haunted,
leave.
but like the night we spent there, holy shnikes.
I had to leave.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
couldn't have done it.
I wish I could have gone with you. Everybody else went to sleep, and I'm like, how can I sleep? Like I can't sleep. And then I heard whatever they call it, the yellow freaking miner or whoever the heck he is, like clunking around in his boots upstairs. And I woke up Jamie, and I can't remember hers, and looked around because they're like, oh, it's probably just the owner. I'm like, wearing boots in the middle of the night, flip flops or house slippers or something. I'll make a peanut butter and chili sandwich. I don't, he's going to be clunking around in boots. And we went up there and there was nobody there. But yeah, I got so little at breakfast the next day. I was just like so delirious. I was like giggling about stay there
Yes,
again.
something followed
But
me.
I will go back
Even
there
if,
and do some investigating.
yes, but no overnights because
Really?
something followed me from the room. I told you it was a female apparition. I'll just call it an apparition because that's professional, but it was a ghost. She followed me across the street. I stayed in this little tiny room above the ice cream shop. And I was just drained and I had to get out of there. I don't know why, but I was so drained. I tried, and when I got there, I just all night, I kept me up all night. Like I kept seeing like this lady, I don't know what time period she was from, but she was frantic ghost looking for who I thought was her husband. And I think she was like um a mistress to this man because she couldn't find him in the afterlife, and she was like bothering me all
That's what
night.
I just picked up on.
Like it was intense.
She was the mistress. And that's, I don't know, I think she offed herself, and that's why she's
Yes,
still around. Like not only she went through by
100%. I
not
saw it. She
being
jumped off of something.
because
Like she jumped, she showed me like she
oh
was
my
either jumped or pushed off of something, and it looked like it was over water, which is weird. But like she showed me this whole story.
God.
I don't think she was from the US. I think she was from like Spain or like Mexico. Um but she was speaking a different language, and she showed me like her whole thing. She was looking for her man that wasn't her husband, but she, I don't know, she thought maybe she could find him. I don't know. I don't think it was her husband. I'm not sure if she was pushed or she jumped, but I think she may have jumped. But it was rough because she was like, I know I can, you can hear me, or like some, I could not sleep. I saw like I never see them, and I saw her like over the bed, and then I would like fall half asleep, and I would just get all these like flashes, and she was like frantic. It was like, ugh, it was a lot. And like it was so bad, like I called my mom in the morning and I was like bordering tears, and like that was the most intense experience.
Um,
She like latched on, and that's probably why I was drained, as I felt her, but I went back to the room thinking it was just the hotel itself, but it wasn't. It was probably her energy, and I was like, I can't help you find him. I don't know. It's tough. That's why doing that type of work is a lot, like all the time. I try not to
yeah, it's crazy.
tune
Like,
into lower
we haven't
energies,
really
but
done that since COVID. Yeah. It's hard because you don't really like intend it to them. Like you said, they find you. They're like, you're at our house. Them. We do not investigate here. But it's like a beam of light. They come to you, know you can hear them, they can see them. And so then to deal with it. I don't know. It's not like you ask for it, but it finds you.
yeah, it's fine my whole body. Most of the time. Part of the reason. It's just it's that I haven't had a lot
Yeah.
of stuff happen because
Even being a
I've
hungry,
been guarded.
yeah, the last one I did was when I went out at your property and we're looking for paranormal and found a mothership, and then where that thing was in that tree, I think it was an elemental that jumped on your head. I have to send you some pictures of that. I don't know if I ever did, but I didn't say anything because I'm like, I'm just gonna wait and see. Like, she's gonna pick up on this, and then you're like, my head is hurting, and I'm like, I'm not, but this is what I just saw. And through the XLS cam or something like that, it's like a connect that's to the computer that picks up on images, and it was pretty big. Like, it looked small because I think it was just like curled up in the tree, like with its legs, knees up to its chest or whatever. So it looked small at first, and then it jumped out. You could see how big it was. I don't know. It was pretty intense.
We I think
I
I'm ready
miss
though. I
it,
think
but
we
at the
should
same
go
time,
out.
it's like I'm tired.
Yeah.
Me too. I really, really miss it. And it's just like, I don't have anyone to go with. Me and Glow, I don't know if you got to meet her because she got pretty set. When we did that thing at the Grand, she wanted to do something down the road really quick. And it's like, no, this is scheduled for the world's largest ghost hunt. Like, this we're at tonight. She ended up leaving, like, not doing anything. And I think it's also like she's not used to being around other people that are spiritual gift like that. Like, she's kind of like me, or maybe perhaps like I'm kind of an introvert or whatnot. I don't like to go out unless I'm drinking. The drink, I'm like, yay, woohoo, this is fun. Otherwise I home and away from all the energies out there. But we just caught up recently. I'd really like, and I was thinking about this earlier too. I'd really like for the you guys to meet, and I really like for to go out and somewhere. Um,
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean, I'll be
Hopefully,
in
I can a
Colorado
place. She knows a place.
within the month at some point. I will be there for at least a week, maybe two. Or I will go and I will come back or something like that. I'm still trying to figure out. I have to just step by step see what's happening with my horse, step by step, you know, one foot in front of the other. But I definitely need to get my horses
Yeah.
out there. They need to get out of here because that's why they call it, just stupid sand. Um, and it's hot. It's really hot.
Does it get into their food, or how does it happen? Like breathing it in or eating it in their food, or
They eat
how does
it.
that?
They'll just eat off the ground, and little by little they'll collect rocks. I caught it pretty early on, I think, but it can get bad. But they can colic with anything. Like, they can sand colic. There's a million different types of colic that they can get. It's just kind of like an upset tummy that if it gets really bad, they um they can actually roll around and get their intestines out of place, and it's kind of brutal. But but I've seen
Yeah.
horses that are colicking way worse. I'm like, she wasn't even to the point where it was bad yet. It was just I just know her, and I know how she is, and I know how perky she is. And I just noticed right away that she was not perky, and I watched it
Mhm.
kind of progress a little bit, and then she looked like she wanted to lay down. I'm like, okay, she's not feeling good. But I've seen other horses where they're sweaty and they'll be on the
Yeah.
ground rolling and they're just so uncomfortable. It's like bad, and that's when they get their intestines twisted up. That's what can, you know, kill them basically. So we just had to like flush her out, do all this different stuff. Um, I got to play what is it, vet assistant last 3 days. It's fascinating. I used to like want to be a vet and stuff, but I kind of got my wish, but not actually. And at the same time, I don't know if I could do it all day, every day. It's hard.
I did that for a little bit as a job, and I had to quit because I get animals. I don't know, like I know what they're feeling, whatever, and I don't know, like I'm very emotional when it comes to connections between humans and animals. Okay, so taking the dew claw off the pups, that was sad, but didn't bring me to tears. I was just like, man, really gotta do. But I guess the dew claw can rip off or something. That's just a back in the day thing where they used to climb trees or whatever. But there was this one where I had this dog, she forever. She had, one eye missing, one leg missing. This dog had lived a full and crazy life. And he brought her in to put her down because, he's like, she's just had enough. Like, she needs to, kind of like my Gilly dog, like she lived to be 21 because she just wouldn't let me go. She's like, no, I got to be for you. And I'm like, no, you can go. She waited to Phoenix to leave. Yeah, this guy brought in to put her to sleep, and he's sitting there talking about all their memories and stuff together, and couldn't help it. I started crying. I wasn't like outwardly sobbing, but like couldn't keep the tears flowing. And the vet got really pissed off at me. And shortly after that, something really bad happened to my friend and her daughter. So I ended up in my job. I'm like, this is, especially if the doctor's going to react to me like I don't see anything wrong with you feeling for your patient. And they're like, there's nothing wrong with crying tears for some, feeling emotional for them. Like, would you rather me be hardcore? Like, I have no fucking ball. Kind of how I felt. But yeah, I ended up quitting. I'm like, this ain't for me.
Yeah, I've noticed I've hardened up so much, like when it comes to animals, like just living the ranch life. I've definitely hardened. I think that would happen a lot even more, you know, um, in that field. But that just, I don't, I don't think that would be my, well, not at my age, but like I had thought about it for a while. There's just the reality of it is like that's just not, but I absolutely do it anyway, like without actually doing it.
Right?
But it's weird, like I'm so connected to like certain animals. Like even like my mare, it's really weird. Like I woke up not this morning, I think it was yesterday morning or the morning before. It was the morning before. And I was just so incredibly drained and like I didn't feel good. Um I'm getting like, like I could just tell that part of it was her energy, and I'm like, she's not feeling good right now, and I didn't even look at her yet, and I just knew it. It's like I have like such a, like
Mm-hmm.
with her, it's like we kind of become
You
one,
guys are
like which,
connected.
yeah, and it's crazy. Like it's more than I've never experienced that before, where it was that strong. But like I don't know if it's because she's a
Mm-hmm.
married. It's really really weird. I just I can feel. I felt her like really strong. Like I it's and then like she can't pass, and like I'm getting like sympathy constipation. So we gave her Metamucil, and I took a little Metamucil too. Like
Aww.
it's really cute and sad, but at the same time, um, I don't know. I've never experienced it that intense before. Like with so I think she's going to be fine. I really, really, really want to breed her. I really, really want her to have a colt. She has just really good papers and she's normally extremely healthy. She's so sound, like she never gets injured. She's really, really smart. And like it took me a long time to find her. Like, and the thing, I'm kind of in between like
She's got good
this
temperament.
the animal lover city girl and like the ranch. I'm kind of in between, so I don't really fit in the city and I don't really fit 100% in the cowboy world, because I can never compensate for the fact that I didn't grow up in the Western world. So I had to learn everything from scratch. Like my horse experience is 6 years, like that I've had horses of my own. So I like everything. And that's kind of a long time, but that doesn't compensate for a lifetime, or like things being indoctrinated in your head. So it's really good for the animal therapy, because I have like both perspectives, right? Because sometimes even I get like woo woo with certain people and their horses. I know they get pampered and I'm all about that, but like I'm also like, let a horse be a horse, right? Let it run, let it graze.
Yeah.
Like I know they're not dogs, they're not lap dogs and stuff, even though sometimes I treat mine like that. I know that. So it's like about a balance, right? And I've just never had like an animal like with her. Like I was just like feeling her pain really intensely, like I think it was yesterday or the day before. But it's not physically, but like I was connected. And it's really weird. You do become connected as a rider, especially doing certain activities, like with her, with like cutting. Like she knows where I'm looking. If I'm looking at the cow, she can tell if I'm looking at the cow and if I'm not looking at the cow. And it's like, it's weird. You almost become telepathic with your horse. Like a lot of it's body language. It's not, supernatural, but
It's
they
kind of like the
know.
Beastmaster.
Yeah. So like you become one,
Yeah,
especially
you
with
have
her. I learned a lot
connection.
with her. Yeah. It's crazy. It's probably the same, like how like police dogs and officers, like they're canines, and even
Yeah,
like military canines and stuff. Like
police
you're literally a
conversations.
team.
Yeah, it makes me sad. I don't, it doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. The person that works with that dog doesn't take them when they retire. It's like, why? Why would you not do that? Maybe there's a fear like they might snap or something with your family if you have kids or whatever. But I don't get that. Like, you work with this dog for how long and you're just going to let it go? I don't think I could do that. Working with a dog, like, that's my partner, officer, or as a person in the military. I don't think I could let go of that part of me. So I don't get that. Like, why did you let that canine go? Is to me sad. Just like these greyhound dogs, they let them run, and then once they retire, no, we don't want them anymore. But they have that whole adoption association, which is awesome. I've always wanted one, never got one. I don't know. Handle it like when I was younger. I really wanted to do that. I don't know if I could do that, but I don't know. To me, we are way past our first music break. If you're ready for a break, we can do that. If not, we can go to the halfway point and then go to a break. Totally up to you, what you'd like to do.
I am open to either. So I
All right.
I'm
Well,
open to either.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do the break. That way I can check on Floyd. It's me and Floyd tonight, so we'll go out and make sure he's okay. All right, so on this first music, we have King Cinnamon from Biafra, Nigeria, with Fastic and Ala Egarella, the Hosni Bronx, who is originally from Jamaica, but also hails from the Bronx in New York, and he's going to dance as a lion. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
We swap on the what a bam bam. King Cinnamon. Anywhere you call it is a Friday. Come on, let's call it is a holiday. Anything you want, baby. Take a bam bam anywhere you did. Play a bam bam a Friday. Come on, let's go, it is a holiday. Anything you want, baby, I will pay. Fantastic. Baby, yeah, you romantic. Fantastic. Baby, yeah, you Put your brother, baby, gather something. Come on closer, baby, gather 19. I know you brother, but I am the king. Your backside bigger than Bombay. Baby girl, dum. The way you wind your bum. Baby girl, dum. Like the way you wind your bum. Jamaica, shout out to the ladies in Asia, Julia, South Africa. Say we love you. Please me, baby. Yeah. Turn up. Yeah. Make your bum bum anywhere you day. Play your bum bum if it's a Friday. Come on, let's go, it is a holiday. Anyone, baby, I will pay. Make your bum bum anywhere you day. Play your bum bum if it's a Friday. Come on, let's go today. Anything you want, baby, I will pay. Fantastic. Yeah, you romantic. Fantastic. Baby, you romantic. Give me love. Show me love. Oh, give me love. We want you. We love you. Give me love. Oh, give me love. Hey. Please me, baby. Oh. Yeah. Turn up. Yeah. Make your bum where you day. Play your bum, but it is a Friday. Come, it is a holiday. Anything you baby, I will pay. Make your bum, play your bum Friday. Come on, it is a holiday. You want baby, I will pay. Baby, romantic. Fantastic. Baby girl, romantic. Sit up. You know what I'm saying?
It's the mix. Lift it all.
Let your heart, your pride, the new world save humanity. We have to save people from poverty. We don't want your frustration. We don't want your illusion. We don't want your education. We don't want your frustration. You may move up, rescue your history. We celebrate the love come of God. We celebrate the power of the love. Rest the dance as a lion. In space full of positive eye. Yeah. Rest the dance for a shop. You are my edge, you are my chance, you are my love, you are my heart. Rasta rose as a lion. Said I see I on the Mount Zion. Oh, people are irate. In this place we are fire. Dance, reggae music come from Jah. Dance around this place, Rasta. Dance, it's our chance to unite and chant the word people in love. People love, people in love, people in love. Yeah. Humanity, protect humanity. We have to save people from poverty. We don't want your frustration. We don't want your ambush Babylon.
Can you get let you name my panalimo danger mono? Can you get low why my panalimo danger mono? Alimo, 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 State, Alimo. Alimo, Alime, Terelo, Alimo State, Alime, Terelo, Alimo, Alime, Terelo, Democracy, Terelo, Dime, Merielo, Alimo, Alime, Terelo, Alimo, Alime, Terelo, Alimo State, Alime, Terelo, Alimo, Alime, Terelo, Democracy, Terelo, Dime, Merielo, Alimo, Oh, no, man, yes, lady, madam, Emeka, your hammer, Emeka, hammer, Omega, your hammer, Emeka, put on no boy, oh yeah. Wa wulelo ya no boy o ko ma di ma we me wa mposo ki mo di ma o ko se ki mo di ma o ndem je ko o ndem je ma deputy governor mo stay jara di run na Pokoma di ma popo, Logwe state gima, Alukuta dere gima, Alimo state gima, Ala Nigeria mara gima, Oje Monroe, Stanley Caracas, Stanley Abonaiba, President Good Life Foundation, Shirike, President, Senate Group of Companies, President General, Financial Caracas, Alo Dirigima, I state Dirigima, Alana Yamana Gimao, Onya Frankie Nation. Maybe I'm hottest. ABC Transport Karaka. I'm ready to Regima. Alam is a Regima. Alimo State. Alam Nagimao. Who can you go them? Who touch them? Honorable Mokotima. Onye Horonia Gile. Mawugiye, Ginando yo, Mawulule, Chichigari Jinala, Imo State yo, Mawugiye, Ginando yo, Mawulule. Alo were Dirigima, Awere Dirigima, Alimo State Dirigima, Ala Nigeria Maragima, Diman. Orange Drugs Limited, Johnny Ifani, this and Ishirike, Ikenga Dijele, pride of his people, most outstanding one, Okoma Marama, Ebora, Alo, Ma, Ali Dire, Ali Mostate Dire, Allah. Anagimao, Onujowagu Shirike, Onobedobina Shirike, Jera Labike, Otukokere Shirike, Obe Shirike, Intina Beni Shirike, Onyamana Shema Rock, Okomate Ikaraka, Onya Shibore Hebora, Tebu, Imarama, Oke, Okomate Ikaraka. We say, if of Elamo, on your man, so Akanako, Ikaraka, Esi Mama, Stand you to the one, who come at the chamber, CEO, Mr. Venture, Taka, Democracy, very low, he may very low. Democracy, very low. We very low. Alimo, Alimo. Thank God, I'm from the most state, and make us from the late, make it jubilate. Pray when you say this one, no, be set them. And make a house come to Bridget. It must pray, make it jubilate. Allah make a lady. See, I check you down. The ticket of be right so empowerment. Right honorable make a Mimo, no one is Lima de Lama.
Cliffito.
We are ready to fight. Hot life for my people. I don't know why my people live this life. I don't know why my people live life. Obstacle we face, it's Babylon. The world is a good place, for us. Take everything. You don't need anything, Young life, oh, my teacher. Which one? We start to get, we start again. Babylon make you suffer. Babylon make you suffer. Babylon make you suffer. Babylon you suffer. What did you young life? Ready to fight. Hard life for my people. I don't know why my people live this life. I know why my people live this life. Oh, not to fight. Come suffer. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you want, Babylon? I don't understand why this world is so strange. With my people, I don't know to fight. If we are together, it will work. It will work. Whoa, whoa. Babylon no have no. Babylon no have no hearts. Babylon no have no hearts. Babylon no have no hearts. My people, you have to survive. Yeah. Must be and make your own way. You must not give up. The beginning of the retreat starts. Need to follow our destiny. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, 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 yeah. Don't know why my people is life. Don't know why my people live this life. The obstacle we face, yeah. Is Babylon. Work is a good place, yeah. For our you think you don't breathe on anything, yeah. Young life, all anti-dread. Believe much powerful that unite us, and not just these people stay speechless again. We don't want to talk, no, we to fight, yeah. We Babylon make you suffer. Babylon make you suffer. Make you suffer. Babylon make you suffer. This is our young life. We are ready to fight.
Welcome back, and thanks so much for joining us on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. We have the Paradox Paranormal Forum, although it's just a two, but it's been talking about the different things we have. I'm super grateful, Mia, and super excited to continue the show. Waiting for Jim to get here. Had to work, so hopefully he'll get in time now because he's wanting to talk about dreams, which is a very topic. Well, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank
and
you.
I don't know, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? That's always the question, right? Where do we go from here? You never know.
Imagine. I believe Jim was talking about lucid dreams. I'll have to look again. Just for my dreams have been very crazy, chopped up, like a lot of different crazy random things happening. And I don't know, it's always chaotic.
Mine too.
When I dream,
Except
I
for
feel like
last night.
resting.
Yeah, same. Like I said, I had a dream about
Yeah.
like all of these different people that I've met through the facility and like their lives, but I can't tell you, I can't remember, any specific. It was just like clips of like flashes of like their, just it was so random. It was just like I'd have a flash of this person, then a flash of this person, and they were all like in different places. It was overwhelming and I didn't feel like sleep.
Exactly. It's like, I don't know, you're not really sleeping, but you're partially resting. Do
Feels
not
like you're
zone out
working.
in the morning. But, yeah, you could have slept longer. But yeah, if you're working during the day and you're working at night.
I know the feeling.
So for me, um, the weirder ones was I went Rome, I believe, and on roads and looked like white built sided. I'm not sure there. I had a lot of pictures except for the Coliseum and stuff, but I was there interacting with people that I know, and I've heard like as far as dreams go, you can dream of people you don't think you know, but perhaps faced before. And I don't think so. I think it's kind of like not. I feel like the dream is a whole completely different realm, and it's different people that are trying to accomplish. And looking for someone. I can't remember who it was. It was a he, but I don't remember who exactly it was. And then stuff like that, it's always, it feels frantic. It's very important this person, or it's very important that we do this. It's just very stressful. When it should be cool. I'd rather be talking to the caterpillars, smoking whatever it's smoking.
Yeah. I I'm not it's just been weird. I remember last night I just dreamt of boats, a bunch of little tiny boats. And I was looking for a boat and I was trying to decide which boat that I wanted, but they were all really, really small. And I'm like, do I want that boat or that boat? And so it was kind of a nice from the last few days of very little sleep and dreams that didn't feel like sleep. So it was kind of nice. Definitely.
And I keep telling myself, like, I will remember this dream, so I'll talk about it. I don't know, for some reason, the newest ones have been escaping me, even though, like, they're very important. They're very frantic. They're very, the certain point of me, but they wash away probably as I wake up and there's so much I have to take care of. But I was trying to remember because a lot of them are, no, I feel like they're visions, but not. I don't know. It's really strange.
Yeah, definitely. I've had some crazy ones where I meet people in my dreams and then I meet them in real life. And they call that déjà reveille. Um, déjà reveille. And that used to happen to me a lot.
Deja vu.
A lot, a lot. Yeah, déjà reveille. It's like
What is
where you
that?
dream of it's like déjà vu, but it's you actually had a dream about something and it actually happens in real life. Like exactly how it was in the dream.
Oh,
I think that happens to us a lot, but we just don't
well, that's
realize
what
it.
deja vu is.
Yeah.
That is weird.
But déjà vu just
Because
feels like
generally
you've been
that's what
there.
my deja vu is. I didn't know that.
But déjà reveille is when you actually remember the dream, like when you've had the actual dream. I used to write them down and then they would happen sometimes and it would be like usually like meeting people that I haven't met before, and I would meet them in a dream first, and then I would meet them in real life. That would happen like a lot. Even like going to offices that I worked at, that I would get hired at, I would dream about them and the people that worked there and my future coworkers before actually meeting them. That has happened before too. It's crazy. But maybe that's what deja vu is, but we don't necessarily remember the dreams consciously.
No, you don't. Yeah, beautiful sounds. No, but it's like I said, some of them stick with you for some apparent reason, and other ones just kind of. Remember ones from it was like end of the world in this like concentration camp, but different. I don't know, it kind of week by week or month to month or whatever is how serious it is. It's to your mind or what. Do you remember every dream, or is it only ones?
I used to remember quite a bit of dreams, but my sleep schedule has been very weird, so I'm only remembering certain ones. Sometimes I'll go through periods where I don't remember any dreams, and sometimes I will remember all of my dreams. It just depends. But typically I remember them if I have a normal sleep schedule.
Yeah, that's very at me. And I feel like when I get woken up by somebody, it'll take it to the point where I can't retain dreams or I can't think about them because a dream and you can sit there and act on it, ain't it? But if somebody out of the middle of it, then it's hard to retain. I don't know. And my sleep has been like so broken lately. I don't know why, but it's like every 2 hours or 2.5 hours, I'll wake up, and then it takes me quite a while to get back to sleep. And then same thing, half hours later, wake up.
Yeah, I I can feel you on that. Definitely. Mine haven't been making very much sense, except for last night. I felt more like a typical dream of mine, just a bunch of little boats and like I dream about water a lot. I always have. Like I always dream about water, oceans and lakes and rivers and being underwater, being on a boat, like helicopters landing on water, just things like that. Like I always dream about water in some regard. And some of them are like super unrealistic and some of them are just like super like did that actually happen? It's wild.
That's been a hard part for me too. I hate to say it because when I say it, like I'm crazy, but it's hard to tell the difference between like did that really happen or I don't know. I have that going on. I think I because I've for I'm pretty sure I'm at 5 now, but I don't know. It's very complicated, very hard. And listening to my kids, I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not that I'm listening to you. I just can't hear you over this ringing. Can you tell me again? So I'm wondering, like, is my mind going to a certain stasis? Is it just a hearing issue? Is this something else? Because even doing the military, being around Vern's band forever, etc., had tinnitus. It was slight ear infection. I flew to Arkansas, landed. They didn't depressurize correctly, and after that, I've had tinnitus. All during that visit, because I didn't have it immediately, was the most spirits I saw at one time, a period of time. So I'm wondering, are they just still with me or something? Is that why I have that or what? And I did a hearing screening, and she said my hearing, and she doesn't know, and it's really high. And then when it really scares it, when it goes really, really low, because that's abnormal for me. Have you had anything like that? But it used to only happen to me. It's where rats all the time.
I mean, yeah, I'll get my ear ringing and stuff. Like I just found out I had a couple, almost the entire remainder of my dad's side of the family. I just found out had passed away, and I've been having like a lot of energy. So my grandma was married 3 times. My biological grandfather, on my dad's side, my biological grandfather, he passed away when I was like 13, but she married yet another pilot, which was my grandpa Ed. So um, when I would go to visit her as a kid, he was my grandpa, even though he was not my biological grandfather. And I found out that my aunt, my dad's sister, had passed away. And so that's kind of like, and her son, which is like a lot of, like, I have like literally a whole team of deceased, an entire side of my family, and it's wild because they all passed away in different ways. It's not like it was it just makes me question, like, why, what happened? Is there some sort of family like curse or something? Like, I've always wondered. Like, I don't have kids, and I've always like just been leery of that thought, just because of, like, was that who?
Sister, you saying that right now give me goosebumps, because I feel like that
And
a lot of
I'll
my
have
stuff
like different
is a
different
family
things.
curse.
I
It's
don't
not
know, but
something that I do.
I'm breaking that, like, not.
I don't know if you heard me, because I broke up. Yeah, isn't that weird? Like, we try something, then it starts to break up. Okay, so please restart yours, and I'll let you know that can. We're talking about family curse. Like, you broke up after that.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, there goes a bunny. Um, yeah, I'm walking out in the desert because I have just a lot of. I have a girl staying with me.
Just broke up again. Girls say with what?
Yeah, so basically, that whole side of the family on my dad's side is gone now. Like, the remainders are gone, and it
Mhm.
just makes me wonder. And everyone passed away in different ways. It wasn't like some crazy thing where they were all on drugs. Like, I found out my aunt got into a car accident. My grandfather, it was old age for the most part, but like my uncle, he just disappeared when I was like really young. I never even met him. Like my father, he had a brain aneurysm. It's just really weird how that whole side is just wiped out. So I feel like I have like an entire army of family that's like around me, and I can feel them and see, like, know who's around during certain times. But my grandfather, um, he passed away, I guess, last week, and my cousin, who I like,
Man,
one that I don't know, he's like one of the
I'm sorry.
2 or 3 left. No, it's okay. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know. I can like pick
Yeah.
up on different energies and stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's like I he was definitely a new energy. I will just say that. Like, I can just sense certain things, but I sound like a crazy person, so I don't really like to talk about it anymore because it's like, I don't know.
Well,
It just gets me in
I
trouble.
feel like you existed. I feel like you existed. You guys really didn't get a chance to have a relationship, and I feel like he really wanted that with you. I don't know if it's because he didn't have any other granddaughters, or because maybe you were the first of the things that with you, but some apparent reason, probably because he didn't have that opening, and he's like us. Like, he had that sort of social anxiety or whatever, where he didn't reach out like he should have. I have a lot of anxiety, but I feel like
Yeah.
to connect with you, he had strong feelings for you, wasn't able to attain that. I'm trying not to cry.
Don't cry. You're fine. It's
No, I'm not.
I
But
feel
I
like
just
right
feel
now
like
my family is pissed and I'm trying to figure out why they're mad. I don't know what they're mad about, but I'm like, there's a lot of like just I don't know. It's just really
well,
weird.
like you
I
said,
just sense
family
like
curse.
I didn't believe in any of that
And I
stuff.
heard
Like
like it's
this is
not
all
conspiracy.
like it was all foreign to me, like the whole thought that family curses were an actual thing. And I I'd never heard of that before. And when I did, it was like someone saying that jokingly in a conversation. But now I'm starting to wonder if that type of stuff is true. Like what happened? But I'm going to find out. I want to find out. Like there has to be a way. I know that's where like I have like some native on that side of the family, not from the one that passed, but my grandma, and I'm just wondering if there's not some crazy native curse like that was like I don't know, like it's so interesting.
Genealogy test yet? Okay, so before I was against that because I'm just like, that's putting your DNA out there. They're gonna copy you. They're gonna do all this stuff, and that sounds crazy too. Saying they're doing that with people, owning them. They're doing different like that. I swear to God, they are. But no, like the only reason I first did it was because of cancer. My grandmother from my dad's side died from breast cancer. My mom killed by a drunk driver, but they found like different cancers in her. So I'm like, a freaking cancer screening on me. And they did through 23andMe. It was clear. There was flag. What it is. When they find me, no. I'm like, are you being serious? And I still haven't heard. So, this some sort of alien or something weird sort? No, this family genetic. It could be spiritual. I think it's genetic for the most part. That's what mine is. Okay, so we're together. Then we were separated. Got together years later, and we're all telling ghost story stuff because that used to be our favorite pastime. And story of when I'm and saw the cobalts and other stuff, and my dad turned white and he's like, "Sissy, your mom saw the very same thing in the very same you were staying in." But interaction with the devil, they call him, he was right next to her bed and not just in the doorway. Like I didn't have to interact with him. For me, Satan fell behind that. My mom, she was kidnapped. All kinds of shit happened because she never met a stranger. So when she saw this most gorgeous man in her doorway, she's like, "Come in, let's have a conversation." And yeah, they had a lengthy conversation. And when she got into her car accident, oh God, my sister was with her and her friend. And my sister saw him. He was in a tuxedo limousine at this little in Asylum Springs, Arkansas. This place is closed down. They still have gas bottle in there. Freaking ain't never been a freaking limousine neighborhood. Like that to me is crazy. Not only mother, but my sister as well saw him. And then my sister had another interaction with him. And he was like, that to me is insane. I think he was looking
Yeah,
for brides.
that
And
that
I've told
is
my children because I have three daughters, one, and I know he comes for women. And I'm like, if him, just say, just like my dad, God stands before me, behind. That I was knocked out. So hope that works for them too. Maybe I just got lucky. I don't know, but I'm grateful, super grateful.
yeah. I mean, there are so many different prayers. Like that's the other thing. Like I'm super sensitive to just the energies in general, and sometimes I'll feel like I don't put enough protection. But I'm like, if I'm being real, like sometimes it doesn't work in certain situations. So it's like, or you don't know what kind of protection. So what I was taught is like, okay, so you can use sage, but sage doesn't protect against everything. You can use this, you can use that. It doesn't protect against everything. It's like, what do I do? Like, just use everything? Like, I don't know. There's so much. I'm
Yes.
super tired, if you couldn't
Look at
tell. Like, I'm like
potpourri.
exhausted. So I
Okay.
I'm not making sense right now. So
But no,
it's
like,
been a
many
rough
people
day.
do. And I understand what you're saying because I've used sage, I've used Ponto, then I heard there's all kinds of sage. Then you can also use sweetgrass, frankincense, and blessing. What the cracker we used
Holy
back in
water,
the day when
Florida
we
water.
first did. Yes, Florida water.
Yeah,
Wasn't it Florida? Like black sand
Florida.
something? There's so many names. Florida.
Florida.
Now you're trying to nerves. Just kidding. No, it's just funny because I believe
Isn't
it's
the
what
river
you
there
have
called
faith in.
Florida? I
No,
think
it's
that's the
called
key.
the Animals of Lost Souls.
But there's the Florida too,
There
right?
is a road that literally it's Florida Road that goes across the Animus.
Oh, okay.
I have to look at the river. I know the main river that goes through town is the Animus, which is the River of Lost Souls, which is always a wonder. We could just go do one by the river and pick up on all kinds of shit.
Totally.
We were actually by the river the first time we met. Remember that?
Yes, I do. That was an interesting night.
It was intense. It was. I was like, holy shnikes. It's like trying to hide behind the tree and not show us who he was.
We need to go ghost hunting.
Right.
I feel like I'm being poisoned here in
Oh.
Arizona, honestly. There's like a map of like the most toxic states as far as like toxic things, like waste, air, things like that. And Arizona's pretty high on the list as far as the amount of chemicals that are in our atmosphere. I feel like I need to get out of here. I'm coming to Colorado as soon as I can.
Wondering, so they did all those nuclear sands as part of stuff. Like, what is the area that they actually did that? Because I think we've all felt a little bit of that from that. In Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah got away pretty easy with that, but isn't they did the nuclear tests in the first place? White Sands?
I don't know if it's like a nuclear thing. It's more like companies that like emit and put like the most amount of like toxic chemicals within per state. So there's a bunch of companies that do it, whether it's in the air, in the water, however they do it, just waste in general. Yeah, Colorado.
From what
I think Utah I think is more toxic than Colorado, according to the map that I'll send it
religiously,
to you.
but I'm just kidding.
Well, this is from 2016.
But as far as like White Sands, then there's petrified forests and shit like that. So like from the beginning, like where the blast happened, White Sands, there's glass, etc., etc. Then you get to petrified forest, and they're trying to say, oh, well, that happened a long time ago due to volcanoes and such. Was it volcanoes or was it because of nuclear blast? It's hard for me to trust in what the crap they're saying. But at the same time, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, are you paranoid? Then I have to go through routes of figuring that out. But yeah, there's the
Hold
white
on one
sands, the
second.
original part of the glass, and the petrified forest. There. So guys, thoughts. Please leave your thoughts in the message board or comments. The white sands.
I think we're
and the
having some
petrified.
technical difficulties.
And
Hey,
what happened?
I don't know. You kind of cut out, and then I encountered friends
Oh,
while
you said hold
going
on
for
a
a
minute.
walk. So
You encounter friends?
I have friends. Yes. Hold
No,
on.
you said that you encountered friends while going for a guy's like,
And
well,
it
you
just cut out
encountered
again.
friends?
I'm having
Please tell us more.
technical problems. Yes.
Oh no. Internet. Oh no. No. Yeah, I have to reset my internet because I'm on. Oh, I bought this thing for like $60 from World.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and really, but we've been
I have no sound on
on
your
this
end.
one. It's 5G EXP. Is it good or no?
Tess,
Bueno?
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
sound.
Can you hear me now? No sound? Well, it shows you're muted, but not. Can you hear me now? Ah, okay.
I think you lost.
Uno momento, por favor. Huh? Again. Sorry. What? I heard you say something. I heard you say something. The new doggy bark.
Technical difficulties. Paranormal
Cortes, please
problems.
give us uno moment, por favor. Okay. Let me the internet really quick. It's going to take a minute or three. I'm gonna have to go out. Floyd playing Rodinks. Pretty sure he's playing maybe a World of Spanx. But I'm going to oh
I can hear you.
yay! I just had to
Yay.
go to the original router. Bravo,
Awesome.
bravissimo. Like, okay, where did we leave off?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I took a walk. I thought it's the only time of day, this and like super early morning, that it is safe to be outside and not fry. So I took a brief stroll and
Exactly. Arizona. I'm so grateful I
encountered
don't
some
live there.
guests and said hello, and then I didn't hear you.
Oh, maybe it was the energy of the guests that came in. Who knows?
Oh, very possible. Very possible.
Bypassing what we were talking about before, what else is on your mind paranormally that you might want to talk about? Not putting you on the spot. If you can't think of nothing, I will, but
I'm just ready to
don't
go
want to
back
be
to my home
selfish.
planet, wherever that may be. honestly.
I know. Remember when we saw that mothership and we're like, take us with you?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm super
Not afraid at
tired.
all. I was just,
I wish that was not the case, but I'm super tired.
oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I wish
I'm
Jim
just a
would jump
zombie.
in to kind of pump
Yeah.
us up with his energy because I know like we're kind of on the same plateau with ours. And like I said, I really wanted to see you and meet up with you when you were here, but Vern took the oldest girls to Queef Jerky and then with me and the
What
littles.
is
And I'm like,
queef
do I really
jerky?
want to? It's a band.
What?
Oh my God, I have to show you pictures of the girls too. They were all like dressed up and it was kind of like goth makeup, but at the same time it was kind of like space girl makeup. I don't know, but there was Queef Jerky dollar bills or bills, and they had them, and then Kinsey had them tucked in her pantaloons, and she's like, "Take the bills and run." But they were both like really cute looking, and I don't know. I always get jealous when they go to concerts without me because I'm like, I love music. I took you to your very first real concert, and we've gone to one together. We got to go see a certain person together, but I don't know. Maybe it's Chaparral Roan we might get to see. Have you heard of her? My daughter
Yeah,
showed me her, and then
I love
a week or
her.
two later, she came out on the radio. And I'm like, oh my God, did you hear she's on the radio now? And it's like 3 to 6 songs throughout the night. You'll hear of her, the same song, because they're pushing it, but she made it to the radio. So I'm so excited for Nova
I
because she's like, oh my
actually
God, I love it.
I actually downloaded one of her songs like a year ago and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not sure if it was under her name or if it was under a band that she was in." Um, but I absolutely thought it was the funniest song ever. And it's basically about being a lesbian. It's the funniest song ever. And uh
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure if it was under her name or under, oh yeah, so no, it is. It's I think it's she says her name differently though. I think she says it Chapel Rowan or something like that. Or Chappelle Roan,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But the song Red Wine Supernova, like I downloaded that like a year ago and I think it's just the cutest song, just the lyrics are genius. And then I hadn't heard anything because I just randomly came across it on social media and then recently like she's been all over and I'm like oh she so deserves it because that song was so cute. I'm like why isn't this bigger?
She's
Why has nobody
blowing
heard this
up.
song? It's
Oh my God,
hilarious.
she's about to be a supernova. Seriously, like Nova, my daughter is the one that's
Totally.
like, Mom, I gotta hear this chick. Like she's my fave. And the first song she sent me, I was like, okay, that's cool. Then she sent me the I think it's called the Small Desk Concert or something by oh my God. I want to say SNL. It's not. It's a radio network. Oh my gosh. I can't think of it right now. It's not SNL, it's less PR. SPR Small Desk Concert. And she sent that to me, and it was like 45 minutes or whatever. I love the whole thing. It's like they're right behind this desk, and it's her and her band. Her whole band is female, and just the connection and shit. Like, I don't know. I was blown away. I love her musical talent. I love the female energy. I hate to say it for all you picker people, but I love it. Like it's different because people are afraid to do something like that. And she has a certain route or stigma, must I say?
Okay,
I'm
this
not
is
sure, but I love
uh
it.
she has an energy that the lyrics that I downloaded the song for, it's the funniest like lyric ever. It says I heard you like magic. I got a wand and a rabbit. So baby, let's get kinky, let's get freaky, let's make this bed get squeaky. It's just the cutest. The way she says it is so cute. Like
I mean, it doesn't, you have to hear the way she sings it. I downloaded that song last year just thinking her lyrics were cute and her voice was really good, and then
I think
randomly
that's the
she
one that showed
appears.
off.
I have a
Yeah, I
talent for
think that's the
finding
one that.
really underrated artists and then they blow up. Like, it's awesome.
Well, you're a musician, so you know, I was a musician. I played the French horn. I was in choir, but I'm not like you. I have not created music. I've created children.
I just started
Some of them are
making
quite
music again,
God.
and I made a song that sounds like it should be like, I have no idea what genre it is, but I just randomly, when I haven't made music in a while, I have no control over like which direction or what's going to come out of me, if you will, because it's just like
Right?
whatever. And so like I
Wait.
made this song that totally sounds like it should be like a James Bond villain song or something. Like, it's so random.
Ooh.
It's like not, I would want to say not my like typical style. There isn't one, so I don't think I have a typical, but yeah, it's really weird. I really needed to make music. That's been part of uh
I've been missing
my
that too, and that made me
soul.
worry. I'm so proud of you and so grateful you've been doing that.
I needed to. I just didn't have a place to do it, and I moved twice within like 3 or 4
Mm-hmm.
months and started like a new
Mm-hmm.
job, and like there's just like so much that gets in the way. It sucks, but I think I can finally, hopefully, sit down and do some music because I need it for my mental health, honestly, and my soul.
Seriously,
I'll say my soul.
when
I
I
don't want
was
to
in
use
the
the word mental health.
military, like, it, well, seriously, it is mental, it's spiritual, it's all encompassing. And when I was in the military, um, I don't know, they're like, if you took one thing to a desert island, what would you take? There's TV, there's family, there's this and this and that and that. To me, it was music. If I took anything to a desert island, it was just me. It would be music.
Totally.
And
A
I really
guitar.
proved it to myself. Like, they're taking me to a medical facility. I'm on a bus. I like to ride in the back because I like when they go over speed bumps and shit. I fly extra high. So I like to ride back there. And all of a sudden, I can hear music. So I'm just like leaning forward. Are you really playing music right now? And he was, but he turned it down like really, really quiet so people would shh and listen. And I did. And that really proved to me that's what I would take as music. That was the best part for me during boot camp that I had. Like, that really inspired me and reinvigorated me just to be able to hear music. Because, yes, you have left, right, Leo, and all these different things, but you don't have real music. So, yeah, that was so awesome. Music, I would
There's a
take.
difference.
I could find I could find my water. I ain't gonna listen to cadence. I'd rather listen to music because music to me is a heavenly language. To me, it's healing. To me, it's so many different things. And then cadence, that's just like my duck. She'll do that. Right, right, right. Not my duck, my goose. She's like, beak, 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 beak. I'm like, let's go, let's go.
Do you
But
think
she's just
that
like following me. And sometimes
like spirits can travel through music? Like, you know, when you're in church, the Holy Spirit, do you think that like can travel through like people as
well,
channels, like whether it be holy or unholy?
I think through church. And I also think there's been so many times that I've gotten into my car and I haven't even turned it on yet. When I hear this song, is it because of the two feelings that I have in my face right over here on the left side? Or is it because I'm picking up on it on my brainwaves, but I turn the car on and there's the same freaking song? Like, how does that make sense? How is my head listening to the song that's about to come on? I don't understand that, but I don't know. To me, music is medicine. And recently I've listened to like when it's metal or oh my gosh, what's the pogo people called? I can't remember. So many different things I love and enjoy. They're my favorite bands. And people are like, oh no, that's just terrible. That causes chaos. No, like there's different music for different feelings and activity. I'll put on the Eagles, maybe Fleetwood Mac or Limp Bizkit or Eminem, or then it goes up to these other ones that I can't think of right now. And I'm so sorry that I don't remember you. I remember you. I just can't remember your name because I have all the timers, but music to me is amazing. Some of it is crap, like Christina Aguilera. Every time she comes on, I get so pissed off. I'm like, get the fuck off my radio. Like, I cannot listen to that. Singing in the Bottle
Well,
back in the day,
she has
okay,
such
but
a
no.
beautifully trained voice, but I don't get the vibe from her that it's like she's not there's not a
No.
lot of emotion behind it. It's just like over trained, and that can happen. Um to where it kind of loses all emotion and authenticity, and that happens a lot with like those pop artists. They'll end up, if they're not really feeling a song, that a lot of times they didn't write the song. Like, everyone thinks like Miley Cyrus that she
They're
wrote
just
like
so loud.
wrecking ball about her ex-husband or
Mhm.
whatever. She didn't even write that song. She's like an actress, like everything, the music video, maybe she felt that song, but she didn't write it. So, and everybody thinks
Right.
that, oh, that was about this and that was about that. Like, no, she may have related to it, she may have felt singing it, or she may just be a really good actress and she sang someone else's
Mhm.
song that someone else wrote, and that happens a lot.
That was a really
And
good
it's
song, I must say. Like, I felt that one. Walking in like a red memes. Yeah,
that wasn't
but
the
sitting there
original
flying on the
lyrics.
ball,
The original chorus
I love
was,
that
what is it?
song, but
It was "You Came In Like a Wrecking Ball,"
I'm
which
not sure
makes a
what
lot
his
more
version
sense to
was.
me.
The what did?
The original lyrics from whoever wrote that song, it was "You Came In Like a
Mhm.
Wrecking Ball," and
Oh,
that's
wow.
makes
That
more
makes more
sense to
sense.
me. Yeah, I don't know why they said
Well,
they
I'm at the
changed it
point
because
where
it seemed a
I'm
little
the
too
wrecking
sad,
ball.
but it was still sad.
Yeah, like
So
for me, yeah, I'm the wrecking ball. I'm the one fucking everything up, even though I don't want to. I want peace and comfort and everything to be perfect, but it's like self sabotage. And this has happened for so many years. And I came to clarity so many times like, oh my God, I just realized I'm sabotaging my own happiness. But then it continues to happen. But yes, I could see you came in like a wrecking ball. That's interesting. So, do you know who originally wrote that?
I can't. I don't know, but I heard. I'm not sure. It's probably just a songwriter that doesn't have like a musical platform. I'm not really sure, but I do know that it was about it was supposed to be about like an abusive relationship. Probably
Mm-hmm.
like some sort of a narcissistic dynamic, I'm assuming. Because if you come in like a wrecking ball, that's kind of like coming on really strong and like love bombing, and that, I mean, that's how I took it. And she said it was an abusive relationship, so that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a physically abusive from whatever the article is that I read, but it's just a whole different perspective.
So, what exactly is love bombing?
Oh, that's just something that um it's basically like you can use there's different forms. It's just like too much. um okay, so there's like when you're courting someone, we'll say we'll say the olden
Mm-hmm.
days, you're courting a woman, you bring her flowers, you bring her, I don't know, a horse or something. There's like, that's like normal. Well, back in the day, not now. Like, it'd be really weird if someone was like brought you a
Mm-hmm.
horse nowadays, but you know what I'm trying to say. Or we'll say a goat or something. But love
During the
bombing
day
is
when my
where
grandma was 12, my grandpa was 15. I'm just kidding.
someone just does too much. with the courting to like where it's like overwhelming, just going over the top, whether it be with like words of affirmation or gift giving or whatever it is that they want to, they just come in really, really
Mhm.
strong for like a few months and they'll be persistent. And it's abuse. What it does is it gets your like, you know, your love chemicals going in order for you to get attached to this person who's actually abusive. It's just a it's an it's an old, you know, tried and true technique that works if you don't know what it is. Um,
I
where
know,
they just
because everybody's looking for that.
well, exactly. That's the thing. And so sometimes it's hard to
Mhm.
determine what is and what isn't. That's where if they're not going so over the top, but it's basically like a drug. It becomes like a drug to the unwitting
Mhm.
victim of someone like that where they get you attached more quickly than you should be and then eventually you find out once that stage is over, then they'll start with like the borderline abuse, but then they'll go back to love bombing. It's abuse. It can actually like uh mess up your brain. And they but that's like the stage where they get you to get attached and then eventually their goal is to control you ultimately. It works.
Okay,
Just an old
so I'm just getting a hold of James real quick because he said he's really tired. I'm like, we only have like 37 minutes left. Well, it'd be nice to just see him. Not trying to be making him feel guilty, but I also have something to say about this love bombing thing because I think I might be guilty.
if you weren't doing it
But before
intentionally, then you're not guilty.
no, I'm not. It's like subconscious or like because of things that happen in my life. Well, hold on one second. All right, so I've caught myself because I don't know, I think I'm like a love addict. And if I feel I'm not getting that
Everyone
love or
is.
attention, I reach out. Yeah, and I reach out and I
Everyone
grab onto
is.
different people, and then they're like, bam, bam, bam. Like they're totally into what I'm saying. They're totally into me. And then I'm just like, oh my God, like I did the wrong thing. I'm not supposed to do this. And I'm so sorry. Like I get really, really disappointed in myself and really like, what the fuck just happened? But it's just like subconsciously for me. I don't know how to explain it. It's quite complicated, but I
But that's
feel
not love
I'm,
bombing.
to me, it is because it's like, how many different people have I talked to that are just like really into me? Because when I get really, really drunk and I'm just like, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. When certain things happen, then they're all messaging me and then I
Not the
have to let
same.
them down. Like, I'm sorry.
Love bombing is
Okay. So,
intentional.
what exactly is love bombing?
It's intentional to get usually a female or someone attached in order to lock them down and control them ultimately. Um,
So, kind of narcissistic?
it is. Yes. It's
Okay.
correct. Yeah, so no, that's not it at all. I promise you. That's why I don't even like to use those terms because they're not always true. Like you have to really, really, really dig deep to see the differences, and you can't really see the differences from the outside. You have to kind of be in it or have experienced something like that in order to kind of identify it. And to make things even more exciting, like or complicated rather. Not all narcissistic people do the love bombing thing. So it's like, and not all people who love bomb are narcissistic. So it's like, I don't even like to use those terms, but that's the best way
Here's
to
what
describe
I
it.
am.
I think everyone's a little bit of everything, honestly, as far as like,
It's funny
you know,
because, like,
these
my
terms.
YouTube feed,
Everyone's a little ADD, everyone's a
are
little
you a
all of those things.
narcissistic? Yeah. And then it shows, like, this and this and that. And I'm like, nope, nope, nope. So, think you're right. I ain't narcissistic, but at the same time, why is this shit showing up on my YouTube feed? What are you trying to tell me? Are you narcissistic? Are you doing this and this and that and that? Well, a couple of those things, but like not all of those things. I don't think I'm narcissistic. I think I'm a romanticist or a love addict or something. I just need. But I'm a giver. So how the frack do you get around that? I don't know. To me, I'm kind of perturbed. What is going on today? Did you see what the hell happened with Joe Biden and Donald Trump?
I couldn't watch it. I tried.
I tuned in for the last like 10 minutes of it, and then they're like, hey, Joe, don't go anywhere. We're going to tune back in with this. I walked away, went to the bathroom, etc., and then came back, and I didn't see it, but the next day saw it on YouTube where his wife, the doctor, had to come and grab him and be like, there you go, honey boo boo child, and took him off stage. Like, I know he wants to be president. I know he wants to be the certain person. But guess what? You have like Alzheimer's or dementia or something. Let it go. Let somebody else come in. But he's like, no, I'm just going to keep fighting fucking Trump to the end. Let it go, dude. Let it go. Let somebody else come in. Because otherwise, if we get Bobby Kennedy in, I'll be okay. If we get Trump in again, fuck that shit. I ain't down. I don't
I just
like
miss
liars.
the days when people spoke eloquently and at least
No.
made it exciting and at least had some form of hope
Some
or
respect.
some sort of a relevant I don't know, promise to get people's
Mhm.
I mean that was just I couldn't even watch it. I think a lot of people I turned it on for a few minutes. I'm like, oh no, I cannot sit through this. I cannot do it.
Yeah, I was so grateful. I was like, holy
I will
shit, it
see
was
all the
supposed to
highlights
happen
later.
tonight. I caught the last 10 minutes. Yeah, I caught the last 10 minutes. I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't catch the rest. And then next day, you're getting the highlights, so it's okay you missed it. But I
Totally.
think I hit the worst parts at the very end where he's just like, we really beat up Medicaid.
The
Or
highlights
stuff
were
like that.
quite
Like,
dim.
he has a cold and dementia or Alzheimer's, something. Poor guy. And for them to be like, we're gonna stay behind this guy. He's our Democratic choice. Are you fucking serious? All of you should quit being pussies and stand together and say, we need another choice. Yes, we love you, Mr. President. We don't want to disrespect you, but you've gotten to an age where you're a little bit off. Remember when you shit on stage right next to the French president? I think you need to step aside and let somebody else step in. That was
That was
so
quite a
freaking
clip.
embarrassing.
It's kind of funny
Not
though.
just for him, but for us. We're the country
Yeah.
behind him. Like, yes, he shit his pants. No, we don't accept it, but what are we to do? Let's elect somebody else to be the Democratic person. I'm not a Democrat. Like I said, I'll vote for Mr. Kennedy over here. Fuck all these other guys, but man, it's got to be somebody else besides Biden. Yes, I love you, Mr. President, but please, if you're tired, be quiet and go to sleep.
Yeah. Definitely. I just can't take it seriously anymore. I don't think I really did, but yeah, it was pretty brutal. It was
I'm honest about the whole Obama thing, but otherwise, it's just like, what the fuck is happening? And no matter who the president is, they're just a puppet.
it
There's
did
other
not give the
powers
American
behind the line.
people hope. I will tell you that. It just did not give
Uh-huh.
anyone hope on either side.
Well, that's where we need another Kennedy. And I ain't talking about Bobby, but I'm like, can we have another JFK? But Bobby's cool. I just hate the way. Okay, so I go to church with a chick that has the same voice thing, and when she talks, it's like what? Like it kind of skips around, and she can't help
Stutter.
it. It's some sort of voice thing, like where your vocal cords are like what, and it's hard to listen to, but at the same time, you're really, really paying attention. So that could be a good thing, really, if you have that sort of. But if he's like strongly saying something, sounds really good and clear. But if he's talking and trying to do an approach, it's like what? It's kind of hard to
Yeah.
get used to, but at the same time, this guy can do 70 plus fucking pull-ups, 200 plus fucking sit-ups. Like this guy is the most fit person to be in the presidency than Trump, the motherfucking liar, and Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe. And they're not allowing him to be in there to, what is it, argue or negate, or what is the word?
Debate.
Debate. He is the best person to be in debate. And they're like, nope, you're independent. Sorry, we can't allow that. You're not Democratic or Republican. Why? Why do we put ourselves in this little fucking cell when we can be bigger? So I don't know. I'm hoping people will vote for the third. The turd.
The Corporation of
I-
America. I'm thinking about golfing now.
Yeah, I heard Joe Biden and Mr. Trump talk about it, and I'm pretty sure you fuck both of them up.
I wonder if more people will golf just because of that.
I will mini golf. I ain't gonna get on a field, but I'll mini golf.
Yeah. I'll mini golf with you. Let's go.
Oh yeah, let's go. For real. It's the only one I know of right now is right next to Serious Texas Barbecue. So we'll order some barbecue and get some extra pickles or something. But yeah, they have
I want to go to a rage room.
golf
Have you ever seen those?
where you can break
they're
glass
called-
and shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there one
Yes.
down there?
Oh yeah. I haven't been to it. I mean, there's probably more than one. I don't really know. But I live in a barn, so I feel like I could just do that here.
I live
There's
right next
something
to
I
an
could break
LDS
in here.
and a Baptist church. So and Ron scare me. I'm kind of skirt. I always said I ain't skirt, but I'm kind of skirt being between these three. Baptist church, Mormon church, and Ron scare me. I'm actually thinking doing some golf balls and hitting them towards Ron Scaremy's house could be particularly a good thing. Just kidding, not saying that. Please don't do a future lawsuit against me for that.
For legal
Ron
purposes,
scare me. It's an accident.
this is all opinion.
It's just an accident.
None of it
We didn't
facts.
intend.
This is satire.
We totally didn't intend that to happen, my friend. You're so right, Mia. You're so right. Sorry. So sorry. Sorry, I have an itch in my eye. Yeah. That's how I feel about Ron Scare Me. Yeah, my kids are more violent. I'm like, you guys need to tune yourselves down. They're like, baby. Shh. Be calm. Yeah.
I don't know.
What about
You could always rejoin the military.
No. Guess
Let out your
what?
rage.
I'm out the AIDS. And did you hear? They're actually doing it. They're actually making people sign up. if you're between this age and this age, so it's 18 to 28 or something like that, you must
Well, they passed a
admit
bill. I
yourself
think it's
to
well, it's just it basically is just a bill that if there was a draft that they would be
yeah,
drafted, but
because there
we're not
is.
going to have one of those for a while, I don't think, but
Dude,
it's
they're already
possible.
going. This has been happening for a long time, and I hate to say this, and it makes
It's
me
because no
sound
one's
like
signing
we've
up.
said
They're
before.
offering bonuses and stuff. I'm like, I'm considering it. I'm like, let's do
Oh
it.
yeah, they're gonna
Why
do that.
not?
Because guess what? You're gonna die, and they won't have to fucking pay it. No, that's not
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, we got. Okay, we've talked about this before many, many times. We got Russia. We have Japan. We have China. We have, okay, so Russia, China, America. Okay, so in between that is Russia, Ukraine, China, Japan, China, all these different places. Like all these different people are having little fucking fights. There's something behind it. There's a lot of shit happening. Now they're doing a draft. Why the fuck you doing a draft? Because
They're not doing one.
okay,
They just signed a bill
Sleepy
saying that they would be
Joe
able
is,
to.
yeah, they're doing it. It's out. I got it in my email. If you're this age or above to this point, you must enlist. I'm like, are you freaking serious? But no, it's like Sleepy Joe, Putin, fucking China. It's just like that one guy said. It would be America, Russia, and Japan. That's World War III. But guess what? It's not just that. Singapore, all these different places, like so many different other people are in there, but this is the nucleus of it. I don't like it. I'm just grateful, like my two youngest are really young, but then my two oldest are in the time frame. But it says males. So perhaps I'm safe because mine are female. I don't know. Pretty soon they're going to be like, okay, we don't have enough males. Now we need the females. Are you fracking serious? What?
Well, they're
I don't
just
know. It really scares
it's
me because,
selective.
like I said,
They're not actually drafting. It's means you have to sign up. So if there is a draft,
there
where are
is.
they going?
I've been watching this forever. China, Russia, their buddies. America over here being a fucking dumbass because Sleepy Joe is running shit. And it's funny
Let's
because, like,
relocate
Sleepy
to
Joe really is
space.
the puppet master. Can we? Or can we just go to? I would like to go to Alaska or maybe. I don't want to go Antarctica. It's too cold. Alaska, Hawaii,
Alaska's
Mokulakahiki. Come on,
way
you want
too
to
cold.
come? Yeah, well, not as cold as the other place, but
Maybe Costa Rica, Nicaragua, or
yes. Well, did you see how
space.
Russia took a military ship to Cuba? They're like, hey, come on, check out our ship. Take a roam around. What do you think? Like, wow, this is really nice. This is really cool. Why the fuck? Okay, so they're like, oh, we're just here in Cuba to just show off our nuclear powers and such. We're not just here at Cuba because we're about to blow the shit out of you. We're just here, doing field trips. Field trips. Okay,
Fear
Putin.
mongering.
You're super smart. Yeah, you're so super smart, mofo. That scared me. Like, my panties actually fell off. I had to pull them back up. And I'm like, Putin, what the fuck are you doing? Really? You gonna go down there to Cubana, and
Daddy
threaten me?
Putin,
Are you
don't come
trying
a
to threaten
shooting.
me right now? Yeah. Yeah, seriously. What do you do? I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I don't want to admit it, but have realistic expectations. And like as far as shit that's been happening with Ukraine and Russia and China and all those metaphors, I'm just like, this is not gonna turn out good. And then the way we've just been feeding and feeding and feeding, and then America's like, It's okay. You can use our weapons across the lines. It's okay. Then once that happened, that's when the Russian submarine went to Cuba. They're like, hey, you think that's pretty cute? Guess what? Now we're visiting Cuba and they're checking out our ship and we're checking you out. Yeah. Putin is not a dumbass. I don't believe he should still be in power, but he's pretty freaking smart. And then he's got China behind him and all the sanctions and shit we've put towards them. It's not okay. Like, we've been burning a lot of bridges. Not okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at this point I'm just mentally preparing. Like, I guess I'm ready for war. Let's go.
Well, you know what? I've been dealing with war my whole life, so high five.
There you go.
I don't want my kids to have to go through it. Like, I'm willing to do it, but leave my kids out of it.
Totally. I don't know if it's true, but I heard there's like a senior program within the military. I don't know
A
if this
senior
is.
one?
Yeah, I don't
Like
know
a
if it's true or not. I don't know. I
kamikaze
don't.
senior. You know what? I would love to hear about that because I could totally
Yeah,
see that. Like,
I'm not
my loved one
sure.
died. I have no family left. I'm just like ready to kamikaze. Let's go.
I think they have to, like, how would they pass the physical part? I don't know.
I'm
I
not
could be
sure.
wrong.
Okay, guess what? So I've seen a
Okay,
lot of things as far as
for
not
civilian
just
roles,
the
okay.
military, but the police officers. So
I
not only
trust the
military, but
seniors. They're
police
tough.
officers. Yeah, me too. And they're so fucking intelligent. This is before leaded gasoline. I just saw this today. Like people that were there for leaded gasoline and those unleaded. So people from 70 whatever to this point are pretty dumb. The other people are okay. I'm like, pretty sure I'm smarter than these motherfuckers. But anyways, there's leaded, unleaded gasoline. There's the people before that. The World War II, World War One. No, basically World War II, but they're so freaking smart and strategic and they're gonna tear some shit up. Swear to God.
That's what I'm saying. Like my grandpa, he he would he would
Mm-hmm.
he would definitely F some stuff up. He's ready.
My my grandpa Cookie. Then I got my oh my gosh. I can't think of his name. Okay, so I was telling my son recently about him because my son has 6 fingers on his right hand. His great grandpa, not even blood lineage, but adoption. So my blood lineage married his or her blood lineage, and that person had 6 fingers. Like, how the fuck does that work? But I was like, guess what? Your great great grandpa or your great grandpa was great. Has 6 fingers on his right hand. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, it's your grandpa RB. He was in World War II and he was a fucking badass. He's just sitting there in Italy, crossing his legs, and yeah, totally awesome. Totally awesome.
Yeah, we're
But I feel
basically
bad.
we're softies
Go
compared
ahead.
to the generations before us. And I was thinking about this actually the other day, just like how women did not have any rights or options for like a long time and like literally everywhere. And just like what the options were. I think about that a lot, what the options would be as a woman like 100 years ago, even, or like even much, much longer
Right?
than that. Like you got to be married off, you're forced into prostitution, you have like very little options. And then to boot, you have to bear children, and the death rate of just giving birth, how high that would be. And there was no birth control. And so what did those
Yeah.
prostitutes do? Did they all just like, what did they do? Like, I don't want to know, but I kind of do. Like, what, like, because they had to be, did they have contraception?
Yeah.
Then? Like, I don't know. Like, it freaks me out. Like, what? And then I'm just like, I'm so thankful, regardless of all the issues and all of the, flaws and defects of living in this generation, which there are lots. Yeah, the options are a lot better now for the female folks than they were in almost every part of the world at almost any given time before now.
Yeah, very difficult.
Like even China,
I think you're really on top of it.
They killed like female babies in China and like just
forever.
I don't know. And still in certain parts of the world, just even the location, like it does make me thankful to be here instead of certain places. Not everywhere, but a lot of places.
Right. Well, I hate to cut it off, but we do have to go to our second music break. So if you're down, let's do this. We'll come back for a really short outro as far as like what we're talking about. But on this break, we have King Cinnamon with Rose. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
Oh yeah, it's Funky on the beats.
Suck my boots, you got my body loose. Anytime you talk me, you got me confused. Suck my boots, you got my body loose. Anytime you talk me, you got me confused. Cinnamon, do it softly. I see you wine your body, eat the sweetie. Make it rock my body, I am feeling horny. Make it touch my body, I am feeling sweetie. Suck my boots, you got my body loose. Anytime you talk me, you got me confused. Suck my boots, you got my body loose. Anytime you talk me, you got me confused. All my men that they wear out, all my guys that they wear out. Imarama, Rosie, Imarama, Rosie. All my men that they wear out, all my guys that they wear out. Imarama, Rosie, Imarama, Rosie. Mukomukeji, go bere muketa, oya mukomukeji, oya bere muketa. Daddy mu eko, omoni komukeji, daddy bere muketa, omoni fumilein, daddy fisi, omoni ejo, daddy saucy, omoni ejo, daddy kosi, omoni ejo, daddy kahin kosi, omoni ejo, daddy and his baby, them there for corner, daddy begin the touch and the girl the holla, nine daddy begin the open the shirt collar, nine something comma, daddy begin the soccer, daddy move echo, omoni komukeji, daddy bere muketa, omoni fumilein, daddy fisi, omoni ejo, daddy saucy, omoni ejo. All my men that they wear out, all my guys that they wear out. Imarama, Rosie, Imarama, Rosie. All my men that they wear out, all my guys that they wear out. Imarama, Rosie, Imarama, Rosie. Suck my boots, you got my body loose. Anytime you talk me, you got me confused. Suck my boots, you got my body loose. Anytime you talk me, you got me confused. Cinnamon, do it softly. I see the wine your body, eat the sweetie. Shake it rock my body, I am feeling horny. Shake it up my body, I am feeling sweetie. Suck my boots, you got my body loose. Anytime you talk me, you got me confused. Suck my boots, you got my body loose. Anytime you talk me, you got me confused. Amani, ejo, daddy saucy, amani, ejo, daddy kosi, amani, ejo, daddy amani, ejo, daddy contact, amani, ejo, daddy comfort, daddy consist, amani, ejo, daddy can eat, daddy 120, amani, ejo, daddy 18, daddy 240, amani, ejo, daddy 360, daddy and the baby, them there for corner, okay, begin the touch, and the girl the holla, daddy begin the open the shell, I ain't something come, daddy begin the talk, daddy move, echo, ọmọ ní pẹ̀lú kejì jáde bẹ̀rẹ̀ mú kẹta ọmọ ní fún mi lẹ́yìn jáde fisi ọmọ ní ẹjọ́ jáde sọ́sí ọmọ ní ẹjọ́. ọmọ mi ń tètè gbèrò ọmọ mi ń tètè gbèrò ìmọ̀rànmá.
Oh yeah, it's funky.
Babylon make you suffer. 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 What you desire, young life, we are ready to fight. Hard life for my people. I don't know why my people live this life. I don't know why my people live this life. I don't know how to fight, 'cause my people suffer. What do you want, Babylon? I don't understand why this world is so strange with my people. I don't know how to fight, but if we are together, it will work. It will work. Babylon no have no heart. 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 My people, you have to survive. Yeah, you must live with you and make your own way. You must not give up. The beginning of the revolt will start. We need to follow our true destiny. Yeah. I don't know why my people live this life. I don't know why my people live this life. The obstacle we face, is Babylon. The world is a good place, for our freedom. You take everything, you don't bring anything, Young life, anti-dread. We must believe in a magical, powerful force that unite us, and not just these people stay speechless again. We don't want to talk, no, it's time to fight. Babylon make you suffer. Babylon make you suffer. What is desire? Strong life. We are ready to fight. I am a child of one who decided this life for me. I am a child of angel who decided this life for this one. I am a child of the world. I want to help all the kids in the world. We must be free, oh Lord. We must unite. 'Cause we are alone, my people. We must be together. Give me your heart, Lord, people, people in love, people in love. Our children in the world suffer. In Africa, our children hurting. They were plundering Africa with the African complex. Say, let man who love to make us suffer. In Africa, our people need you. In Africa, our children call you. I am a child of one who decided this life for me. I am a child of angel who decided this life for this one. I am a child of the world. I want to help all the kids in the world. We can love each other. We can move forward. The children need love and protection. So many humans are suffering. One positive life, one positive life, one positive life. Whoa, Lord.
Hello. No sound. I believe you're muted or no sound. Testing once, testing 1, 2. Technical difficulties. No sound. Tess, you're muted. Tess, you're muted.
I was totally
Oh my
muted.
goodness. Okay.
Banana man. The freaking banana choked me.
I was trying. I'm like, I texted it in the chat, and I just saw you were talking. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is technical difficulties or what.
Yeah, I just said we have testicle difficulties.
Yes.
Every time, please give us a break.
I had testicle difficulties today because I always feel like I'm in a masculine role until something happens to my car, and then I'm like, I realize how much of a girl I am. I'm like, which hose is that? I don't know.
No, No, it's so true, but guess what? You can Google it or go to YouTube and you're the master blaster. I learned that a few years ago, and my mom, she's like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, I'm the YouTube mechanic.
Totally. No, that is so true. Just,
Yeah.
yeah. But sometimes it's difficult to diagnose things 100%. It's a process.
Well,
Or
yeah.
on a whim when you're like, I don't know, hauling a horse trailer and pulled over on the side of the road with a sick horse in the back, and then it's like, I forgot I'm a girl. Damsel, help me.
Mhm.
It's kind of funny.
Now you're making me sad and making me wish I was there to help you, because that's what I
Oh
would
no,
do
I
is
have good help.
be there and help you.
I have good help. It's just it was I
Oh,
have good friends and good help when needed. Which was needed today for sure.
yes, I would have been there. It's so hard.
You wouldn't
It's
want to
like
be.
you're just one person. You have how many different souls to take care of?
Well, a lot of the souls are in Colorado, so it's kind of a joint soul custody situation. So
Joint soul custody.
that'd be a good band
I
name.
love that. Yes, joint soul custody. Hey, you better copyright that
Totally.
so you can use it in the future. Because guess what? Somebody else is gonna think of it, and it'll be gone by the time
Joint
you
soul
use it.
custody.
So
It kind of
copyright that
sounds
shit right now. Pretty cheap.
that sounds like a Soundgarden-esque type band, joint soul custody.
Soundgarden. Okay, so I was listening to them the other day, and they're so musically inclined and so musically talented. They all went to college for music. They are freaking amazing. And Vern, he'd never heard of them. And I'm like, here, you got to listen to this. And him and his brother, both musicians, the whole family is.
They've never heard Soundgarden?
No.
What?
Or Collective Soul. And
Oh
they're
my
like,
gosh.
what the crack is this? And I'm like, yeah, all these guys went to school for music. These guys are systematically musicians. And the role of it and everything, the way it touches your soul, it's freaking amazing.
Collective
Yeah, they're
soul. That's
blown
what I was
away.
thinking of. What is it? Joint soul custody and collective soul. Totally
Yeah.
the same. Yeah. I had to call the vet back, so sorry I hung up. I wanted to catch her.
I know.
They're gonna
Yeah,
keep
do
her
whatever you
overnight,
need
and
to
we're
do.
just gonna see what happens. And it's like, ugh.
It's so hard with pets and stuff. Seriously, people are like, you got a cat, you got a dog, you got a horse. Like, what? Like, seriously, this is hard ass shit to deal with.
I'm probably gonna have to get a loan too, because Lord knows if there's surgery involved, I definitely will have to.
That's when you wish you had a friend in that field, or you had your own medical thing. Like Kat, my mentor, her and her daughter used to do their own veterinary stuff, but they never had horses. They had cats.
Well, equine
So
surgery is
this totally
probably
different.
gonna be out of the scope of my list of abilities, unfortunately. Doctoring and care, maybe, but surgery, probably not. As much as I wish I could do it myself.
Yeah, they like sliced up an assist and they did all that shit. I'm like, I would be like lit and not able to do it. And they're like, oh no, it's perfectly simple. I'm like, lit, no. With a horse, like, how do you reconfigure its guts, or how do you get the sand, wash the sand out? Like, how do you do that?
Honestly, I kind of don't want to know, because the less I know, the better. Like, if I'm gonna have a surgery, I probably wouldn't want to look it up first and be like,
that is
what did
true.
they do? When I had like the surgery on my leg, I'm like, I don't really want to see what they did. Just sedate me and pretend it didn't happen. Please.
When I broke my foot off, like actually, okay, so I broke my foot off. It was hanging off like this. And I flipped it around like this, and I think I had it in the right trajectory. Like, I don't think I had things spin or spun around as far as like the tendons and shit in the bones. So I was like, okay, this is how it should be. I just dislocated it. That's what I wanted to think. I just dislocated it. Finally, an hour and a half, 2 hours later, my husband showed up. I was like, please, just call the fire department, have them come over and make sure it's just dislocated. Okay. Because he was going to be like, hey, let's just take you out to the truck and let's go that way. I'm like, fuck no, dude. Ain't going to do it. My shit is hanging off. Not going to do it. These guys showed up and I almost punched this chick because she's like, she grabbed onto it and then she shook it like this. And I was like, she shook my foot and she's like, yep, it's definitely broken. I'm like,
When I broke
really?
my leg, I was in I landed off a horse in like the frog position, where like my hands were on the ground and my leg, and it snapped right under my knee. I was stuck in that position, and my friend was like,
Oh,
get
yeah.
up, it's not broken. And then Ross comes out, he's like,
Uh-uh.
get up, it's not broken. I was like, oh, it's broken. I think I'm gonna need an ambulance because I'm not gonna move. I'm like literally stuck in this position. I'm stuck in frog position. They came really quick and they're like, oh, you broke it pretty good. They gave me the drugs. I'm like, I can't move. They're like, no, here's the drugs. They lifted me on the stretcher. Getting to the hospital is a little bit of a blur.
Yeah, like I
I
don't
think I was
need an
flirting with the
ambulance. I
paramedic.
need
I'm
a
not sure though.
ambulance. So everything was okay. And they were all surprised. They're like, oh my God, you're moving around so well. Like, this shit is super awesome. I'm like, they gave me fentanyl. Okay. So at first, I was just sitting there holding my leg up like this for over an hour. Finally, that chick comes and shakes it. And she's like, yep, it's definitely broken. And then all of a sudden, they put me on the ambulance. They're like, fentanyl. I'm like, wow,
Yep.
that's amazing. I didn't want that. I didn't say I wanted it, but I was just like, wow. And then once I got to the hospital, which was like 15 minutes later, I'm just like onto the other bed and I'm like, all right, she got my shit. Here it is. And they're like, wow, you really moved over there really well. I'm like, no. But then you hear giants over, and all of
It's not
these
funny.
people are just like high on it all the time, and they're smoking weed and doing other stuff and overdosing. It's kind of scary. I was afraid of it before because they overdosed my uncle, Daddy Bill, on it. So it's kind of funny, but at the same time, kind of not. It's scary. That's all I can say.
All I know is I don't even know how they got me on that stretcher. That stuff worked so fast.
Right? You're just like,
I went from frog position for like 15, 20 minutes to like going up the dirt road, and then I'm at some hospital, and I'm like, oh, wow. That's nice.
How'd I get
I
here?
teleported.
I saw it with my own eyeballs. No, it's pretty intense. No, but I was there like for the whole thing, and like when I got to the hospital, I was just like coming over from the stretcher to the bed. They're like, wow, nobody ever does that. I'm like, you gave me fentanyl, so this shit don't hurt anymore. I was sitting there forever with my leg up for over an hour. You'd think all my shit would go numb because I'm sitting here for over an hour because my husband had more important shit to do. Ooh, E.T. Shane. That was crazy. And like, I don't know, today it's all good. Like, I'll twist this ankle before I'll twist this one because this one, bionic woman.
Yeah.
Age. No. I don't want to keep you too much longer. And Jim, I thought would be here, but I think he's taken a scab out. So I'm just grateful you were here and I didn't have to do story time by myself and stuff. So
Yeah, I'm so sorry I missed last weekend, and I'm
it's
very,
all good.
very sorry that I'm so incredibly tired.
Me too, sister.
My brain has turned to mush. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping just to get some sleep, and hopefully we will both have good dreams, and It was lovely.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on. As always, I will definitely. I hate going off center from the paranormal, but it's hard when
Well, that's
it's
why I say,
hard.
like, the state of the world today, the paranormal, the supernatural, like all the shit, like all of this stuff is encompassed into one. So don't feel bad. Like all of this stuff connects. All of this stuff is together. We're doing all
Totally.
of this stuff at once.
I think I'm being guarded by an army of relatives against the paranormal right now, which I'm very thankful for.
Mhm.
Because there's so much on the 3D that I need to deal with right now. So I need to burn
I
some
just want to say once
sage or
again,
something.
super grateful that your beautiful faces here. You're my best friend. But I'm so sad, like, you were here within miles of me. And I'm just like, I can't do it because my husband took the kids to see Queef Jerky. And those are my older kids. I have the younger kids. And I'm just like, how the fuck am I supposed to do anything with
It's
these little,
okay.
like,
I'll
I
be
said,
back.
like, kind of compounds. And yeah, that's
I'll
what
be
I
back
was saying.
soon. I will be back
Should be
very
back in
soon.
July.
As soon as
It'll
I
be
know the
okay.
date, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm
And
super
we
down
will.
with that.
We should take a
I
road
just have
trip
to
somewhere
apologize for
while
my
I'm there.
mental friction, but I do love and miss you, and I would have rather seen you than do this other stuff. But anyways, thank you so much again for being here on Weird Paradox Media's Paradox Paranormal Forum. So is there any way that our listeners can find you, your channel for your band, etc.?
Well, there's here on Facebook, Mia Savage. I'm not really super active unless there's a fire and I'm trying to rescue horses up the road. But the you can go to Antidote for Savages is on all platforms. So yeah, I definitely will be putting out some music as soon as humanly possible. I don't know about putting out, but I will definitely be in creative mode. I have quite a lot of material over this past few months to work with. So, and I'll never stop. I never will because it's part of my DNA. But
Yeah, you just can't. Yeah, I've really loved and appreciated the music you put out. I'm just like, hey, let's get together and do this. I know that's not possible. We all, we have our own worlds happening and such, but I really love and appreciate your music. When I do story time, I'm just like, this is Miss Me Savage and her band, which is basically her, like Trenton Reznor with her Antidote for Savages and the different songs that you sing. And that's why I'm like, hey, you have anything new? Even though you don't, I don't care. I still play the same stuff because I love it. But yeah, anytime you have anything new, let me know and share it with me so I can share it with the masses, like the 2 or 3 people that might be listening right now.
I know the feeling. But
Yes, I'm just like,
they're the best 2 or 3 people.
but when you look deeper, there's more, right?
Oh, totally. Just leaving your
There's a
mark,
lot
girl. Just
here.
leaving your mark.
Mhm. I just peed on that bush. I don't know if you know, but you marked that one.
You peed on a bush?
No, not really. I'm just saying I marked that place. I'll
Oh,
mark that
oh yeah.
one.
I'm like,
Mine. Over there. Over there. That's mine.
it's okay. No judgment. Um, I'm I like peeing in the woods. There's nothing wrong with that.
Me too. Like my son Floyd, I'm like, hey, don't run out here and pee. Ron Scaramy's going to see you. He's going to run over to this tree, wide open. I'm like, dude, don't do that. Go over to this tree. Ron Scaramy's going to see you. Could be Ron Jeremy, but no, it's Ron Scaremy. So he did. He went over and peed on the right tree. I don't know how many times Ron Scaremy has seen him pee on that tree. Why did he automatically run to that tree? Hopefully he knows which tree now to pee on. because Ron Scare Me is kind of scary.
With a name like that.
Yeah, his name is Ron. I gave him the name Ron Scare Me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that. I love all their names.
His last name is. But we really liked his ex-wife, and then he got rid of her and got a new lady, and they were just like, no, we haven't said anything to her, but we just look at her sideways. Fault. It's his fault, but still. Well, I want to thank you
um,
again, Miss Mia Savage, for being so amazing and beautiful and wonderful. I'm super sad I missed you when you were here. Look forward to when you're back, and let's do something.
yes.
Ghost hunting something.
TessaTNT, we shall. You
All
have a good
right.
night. Bye.
You too, Sister Balista. All right. Night night, live the night to all my yous out there. Hold on. Una momento, por favor. Yeah, I have pages flying around over me. Let's see. Thank you so much once again to my friend, Miss Mia Savage. Sorry, Mr. James Sims, aka Jim Sims, that you couldn't make it this evening. It would have been lovely to have you, but thank you so much for joining us tonight on Late Night in the Rockies. It was a pleasure having you. And thank you to all of our friends on We Are Paradox Media's Facebook, KPNL Radio, Twitter, Spreaker, eTalk, iHeartRadio, and wherever else you have been listening beyond the Omniverse tonight. I had a wonderful time this evening, and I can't wait to do it again tomorrow night as we are doing story time with me, TessaTNT. We got what we got. We're on to the next book. I'm super excited. The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. I'm super excited to read this book. I hope you guys are super excited too. For this is what we're going to be reading tomorrow night. It's going to be amazing. I love you. I can't wait to read you. I'm just scared because the pages are a little small compared to the other ones, but we should be okay. See, I might have to wear my glasses and make sure that you shall be okay. Ah, yes. Don't forget, we are all in this together. Together, we can make the world a bit better. And together, my friends, we are Paradox Media because without you, there is no us. Until next time, nighty night, love and light. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday evening. I'll see you back here Sunday afternoon. Same crazy time, same crazy ass place. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been awesome. Take care, my news. Please get a hold of Miss Mia Savage on, I believe it's Pinterest or I'm trying to think whatever it is. Antidote for Savages. If you like her music, you want to listen, please go and find her there. Anyways, night night, live a night, take care of my ears. I'll see you back here later on. Bye, meow. Bye, meow. 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 Meow.